podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Yeah, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241.
Call of the year, call of the year.
To voice your opinion
Bankrupt.
on the Voice of the People hotline. Let's go.
Call of the year, call of the year.
1-425-569-5241. You know the number to call in, voice your opinion on the Voice of the People hotline. Let's go.
Smoke with you. Come on.
Info Joe is a beast. Checkbox red. Undefeated punchlines, better place your bet. The number one call, fought my way up the ranks. Border wars fighter, going hard in the paint. Boxing scene writers call me spectacular. My boxing bars are marvelous like Hagler. Worldwide, peace to all my boxing brothers. We boxing boys, forget all the others.
Call of the year, call of the year. We got boomerangs, ringers, and pound for pounds in here. From stateside to the UK, spending pounds and pounds in here. A counter puncher costs you 5 if you going rounds in here. We talking boxing, better stand your ground in here. And by the way, I'm king, I mean of Essex. Let me make this clear, fuck your opinion. We can agree to disagree. Ali's the greatest over Floyd, and you ain't better than me, no.
Don't just talk about the popular fighter. Come on, do you know more than just Bud and Wilder? He not even ranked, man. Who he fought? Who on his resume? Who he beat though? Canelo. Where you at, man? Where your knowledge at, man? Call of the year, man. 2020. What's up?
I did it, done it, run it, you run from it. World champion, world tour, it's a world summit. It's okay, you can meet Izzy, have lunch and be smart. Join Patreon, ask me a couple questions. It's cool, my answer's fuck you. Next question, bet you don't even push the thumb. Subscribe, share the message. I'm hard to the core like border wars. You taking lessons, don't get it, you the best, I'm the best ever.
What's the caller of the year? Hell yeah, I put my dough in. Sony Woods out of the back channel was real clear. Tequila night, conversation with enthusiasts. Boxing knowledge, illuminous purification rituals. Help me crystallize my thoughts to blow the smoke for you to choke. And get a bang like a right check with Sony. Hit the sack like a mic check. TBV of the commission. La Costa Nostra in a circle.
Yo, Cash Weezy, what up, aka Enrique Church, Coach Midi, Masayoshi, Corpus Christi, Texas, Doomday, aka Alexander Lyons, New Jersey. Hey, don't forget to drop a 5-star review and continue to make us the #1 boxing podcast in the world.
Yeah, we savvy over here, that's that beach talk. I'm the caller of the year, I make a quick walk. Your slick talk gets split in half like pitchfork. JP from Long Beach be on the block till pitch dark. The ring general, all of y'all is minuscule. I'm Michael Phelps swimming these laps inside a kid's pool. You ain't conditioned well, and plus you ain't tough enough. I hook him to the body, then knock him out with an uppercut. Beach.
Call of the year featuring alumni. I heard it's beating, had to eat it like it's lunchtime. You know me, I bring that heat like sunshine. All we know is punch, guys. We don't need no guns, knives. We can do this border wars, punch, guys. Or we can do the boxing bars, punchlines. Either way, you're getting stopped. Stop sign, key firm at one time. You know it's crunch time.
See, the UK can do no wrong. These UK fighters can do no wrong, cause the UK fans drinking that dirty pub water. They believe anything. They'll eat garbage. Come on, man, you don't know shit about boxing, man. How you gonna tell me, man? Man, use a UK sheet. Next caller. Caller of the year, caller of the year. Let's get one thing clear. Ain't nobody fucking caller of the year. So you make it clear. You got that boxing knowledge over there. Yeah, like Stone Bone, Colorado. Now that's my nominee. It's an anomaly. The way they feared to be on this track with me. I hear they calling me Crawford and TBV. Oh, and apologies, I call it jealousy.
Was the color of the year, but I dropped that Skype app. You shout out these others with respect to the 4 brothers of boxing rap. Stone Bone with the homegrown, another dimension. Big Nick in the UK. Tazn running the heavyweight division. Train to Bay, never scared of a fight. Tread lightly with J&J, Suge Knight, watch out for those reverse lights. CYP show up once a year, got that Gary Russell scared. Always on that Braveheart tip, coming after British heads. Brandon in Cincinnati, he never dodged that smoke and afraid of no slap punch. Stainless Info Joe and King, colors Callers of the year, nah, they the goats. They'll get that lunch.
Yo, Cash Weezy, what up, aka Enrique Church, Coach Mikey, Masayoshi, Corpus Christi, Texas, Doomday, aka Alexander Lioness, New Jersey. Hey, don't forget to drop a 5-star review and continue to make us the #1 boxing podcast in the world. Caller of the year. Let's get one thing clear. Doomy, what up? What you doing here? Yo, y'all ready to talk some boxing or what?
Let's do it, man.
I mean, I thought the pound for pound star just fought, man. What's up?
Hey, you been talking boxing. He's so pound for pound. This is already your 7th show on him?
Hell yeah, man.
Since the fight?
Yo,
yeah, man. Look at that kind of star, boy.
Hey, but that's the thing. That intro song is relevant, man, because like it feels like there's gonna be a lot of calls today, and you can make your stake to be the caller of the year.
Yeah.
You know.
You saying Ness is throwing down the gauntlet tonight?
Yeah, he is, but I don't know if it's Ness, but I think it's like it's
all
Bud.
Somebody gonna throw down the gauntlet. Might be a few people.
It's Bud. Like Bud is telling them, like, come out, like come out and
Bob,
talk about
man.
my fight. Man.
I think
Bob Arum.
Bob threw the gauntlet down, man. He got the Bud tenders up in smoke right now. Like they on fire.
You never get smoke without fire.
No, I mean that's the biggest thing to get to. Like you can't talk about the fight without talking about that.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it would also be, somewhat disrespectful to just gloss over such an impressive outing.
Performance. Yeah, like
even though the title is about Bob saying who the fuck needs Crawford. And I ain't going fucking broke promoting Crawford. We gonna talk about Crawford's performance. All right.
But we need to stop.
We need to.
This is what I said.
No, I'm down. I'm down.
Hold up, everybody.
Listen.
Yo, I'm down with talking about it like that. It's all good.
Well, pound for pound.
Is here. That means he's a commercial star.
Oh, thanks.
Use that gauge.
Yeah. Yo, I tuned in, right? I paid for ESPN, $4.99 a month. So I think that Terence Crawford brings him out. Who else was on ESPN? Who else was on ESPN recently that brought him out?
So why you think Bob is saying he ain't going bankrupt trying to promote him?
That sounds funny and all that. You saw Bob out of character last night. He was walking in there like, nah, there was no headbutt. The fuck out of here.
That wasn't out of character. I think he was just like showing true colors, man, letting emotion on his sleeve.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing the suit last night, so he was like in full Bobfather mode,
It could have been two things, right? It could be both sides. It could be he's showing his true colors, or it could just be propaganda. I never believed Bob. You know what I'm saying? He went to Yale. He's a lawyer. He drops gems secretly to promote. So
you think they lying on him? The Athletic lying on him?
Nah, Bob said it, but he don't mean it. You gotta remember.
Hold on. Real quick, because I'm seeing the comments. Obviously, I've had a couple shows, so I'm sure they talked about the performance. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about the performance. I know Mitty hasn't. I know Doomy hasn't. Enrique. So let's just at least start with the performance. We'll just give it a couple minutes. I'll make mine as quick as I can. Wow. It was an incredible performance. Brook came out looking so good. Listen, I've watched boxing for a very long time. Maybe I don't know, as much as I could or ever would, but I know that I've seen enough boxing to know when fights start that way, they usually stay that way. Brook cemented himself a strategy, and he had the momentum of that fight going full in his way. He had secured the best route to victory, and then when the best get put with their back against the wall, the best make the best adjustments, and that's what happened. That's what we saw, an incredible display, which most people are going to talk about the actual physical ability of what we saw in terms of the knockout and the knockdown, right? But I mean, it's also what was going on. You could see the neurons firing and the brain and the adjustments and just the absolute brilliance of Terence Crawford. Fully displayed himself, in my opinion, as the pound for pound king. If he's a superhero, his superpower is being a fighter. Absolutely. Listen, and I don't even want to talk pound for pound. He's the best welterweight in the world. I'm just going to say that. No. Yeah.
you had to have a micro
real quick. Just want to get to this super chat.
Yeah.
Maloto's
on the super chat.
Yeah, I just want to get to that. That's what that message is for. After Mario finished, I slide in with this super chat from
Bud
Maloto.
Tender's in the building from Maloto, and he comes around the back and says, Crawford the GOAT. Anyone saying otherwise is capping.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Maloto. If you guys want to hear my take on this, man, come on, champ.
Yeah, champ.
You know, all I gotta say is
I felt I'm bleeding on the neck.
I'm saying with the killer instinct that he has. Come on, man, you can't take that away from him. Yeah, he got jabbed up a little bit. His eye was swelling, you know, or whatnot. But it's a fight, you know, and he switched up, you know, he changed the tempos in the fight within the rounds that, you know, that we saw him fighting. It was great skill. You know, guys always, but look, he was getting peppered. He was getting beat. Yeah, he took some jabs. He's fighting a guy that's really, you know, in all honesty, good, you know, just not good enough. And, you know, yeah, he had some success, but you quickly saw that once those punches landed, he may not have that one hitter quitter where you go to sleep like Deontay, but man, was he stunned. I mean, he was super stunned. And for those that saw it, yeah, it's not his fault that, you know, Kell Chapo ran into the jab, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't fully extended. That's what it was, but it was on his way to being fully extended, only that, you know, Kell Chapo beat him to it, and he ran into it, and you saw what he did. He ran off like he was doing the lean, you know? And he finished him. You saw the killer instinct. You saw the stalking patience, and he just jumped on him, and he didn't let him go. And he hit him with some hard shots to the ear. For all those saying that was like, oh, you know, his eye was blinking and all that. Bro, he hit him with shots to the equilibrium. As his head was turned away, like you saw down, he was getting hit in the ear and the head. Those shots really ring your bell. So, you know,
could
kudos.
ring my bell. Ring my bell.
Yo, you got 2 super chats. I don't know if you want to read them before
One white boy says, Bud, in quotation marks, the Bud lever in the building. Put some respect on his name. The man did his thing and overcame adversity and stopped his opponent. Enough said.
Yeah. So that's like a play on believer. That's Bud lever. A Bud lever.
Bud levers. They've been in the building.
Oh, he's a Bud lever.
Yo, but check this out, right? I'm gonna build a little bit off Mario's.
Hold on, read the other super chat too.
Ohio Runs Boxing says, "What's good, guys? What's good?
What's good, Marcus?
What's good? What's good? Yo, I wanna talk a little bit because I saw Mitty nod his head, and I saw when Mario said, usually fights that start like that stay like that. But guess what? Usually a fight that started like that with Leo Santa Cruz didn't end like that. Guess what? Last night we saw the same thing happen. I was like, man, this shit gonna be over in 4 rounds. Go check the pre-pro. I got the receipts, and I was right. I started believing. I started physically, just on physical appearance, believing that Kell Brook was 100% ready. I was like, yo, this dude is ready. And I could second what Andre Ward said and not Terence Crawford, and Timothy Bradley. He came to win, for real. He came to win, but it's just too skillful, man. Bud showcased everything and the stoppage in 4 rounds. And he made a statement. So I don't know. He is on the pound-for-pound list. I don't go as far as saying number 1 on the top. But for me, I got my own top 5, and Bud Crawford's on there.
So look, and all those talking about he fought a broken man. Come on now. He was looking good until he did it. You know, Kell Chapo's tunnel caved in on him. So what happened?
Yeah, man.
So
hey, listen,
wow.
I don't want to just I just don't want to repeat like too much of what has been said. I think Mario probably gave the best breakdown, and Doomy added a little bit to it, so you probably summed up all my points. The only thing I want to say is wow, Bud, I actually, I've always believed in him as a very, very good boxer. I actually now I'm more and more convinced that he beat Spence. So let's see what happens when those two meets, and hopefully those two meets. But Bud has some real strength to him too.
I want to hear something else from you.
Skinny man strength. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're right, but Mitty, right? You last week was giving Kell Chapo, as Doomy's calling him,
Yeah.
Chapo chance to get out of that prison.
He was
Terence
hoping.
Crawford.
He said he was hoping.
And that's what it is. But let's not misconstrue what I say. Like we ask you to qualify chance many times.
No. And I did qualify. Qualify chance means that he makes it to the 12th round and possibly get a win. And
let me tell you,
you raised your hand and said, "I." In front of everybody, you testify.
No, don't say things like that. That's simply not true.
Okay, I thought you said that.
yeah. You thought wrong. That's all.
I thought you said you gave him a chance.
No, but one thing is for sure, and I want to clarify what I said. There's a difference between knowing that your man's gonna lose and hoping that it does well. You know? And I really wanted him to do well, and I thought it started well enough, but then the guy in front of him was that good. And we're all talking about the adjustment.
Right.
When you in a fight that is not necessarily going your way and it's 250-50 and you say, you know what, I don't want that pattern of the fight to stay like that for too long because that could be a problem. Let me switch it up. Let me do things that work for me. And whenever I get the chance, let's finish it. That's what Crawford did. And that's why he's the man.
Yeah, and I asked you that question because you a fighter and you know there's levels, right? So off the bat, I just thought the level of Terence Crawford is just too like we used to say about Thurman. He got many gears. I know I started leaning towards Brook because they was like, yo, he beat Sean Porter. Yo, he fought Triple G. He went deep with Triple G. I started giving
what deep? Deep what?
I mean, that's what was on the feed. Deep, like in the fight. He went like 7 rounds. Didn't he go 7-8 rounds?
Triple G got deep in him, you mean?
Yeah, that too. But off the bat, you say, okay, I could kind of give him a chance. And I just gave him a really light kind of. And I wasn't sold by Mitty on Thursday. That's all. I know you said that's your man's. I got my man's is DSG. I'm hoping that he looks better than and absolutely win, but looks better than Kell Brook did.
Well, listen, I'm glad everybody has their opinion on who they like and who they don't like. That's what makes boxing amazing. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, somebody's going to get a chance to say, I told you that so-and-so was better. And the other person's going to be like, you know what? Maybe next time we can get an opportunity to do it again. Or, you know what? He handily beat his ass. One of those is going to be said. But for me, it's a what have you done for me lately? And right now, Terence Crawford has put on a sensational performance lately. And that's what we are riding off the high right now. He deserves all his credit right now, all the flowers, because he did put on a great show against Kell Brook, who, is a formidable opponent. But at the same time, it's hard to just jump and say, based off this performance, that you can just ride with Terence Crawford against Errol Spence just off this performance. Errol's fighting in 2 to 3 weeks, right? That opinion might change based on what happens in that fight between DSG. So, I think we should kind of reserve our opinion maybe to, 2021, where they both don't have a fight and we're looking for a fight. And then we can assess and judge like, yo, you know what? Based off both their last performances, okay, this is who I'm riding with.
Yeah, but they're going to ride based off of, like I do, based off his whole career. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's a fact. Yeah,
especially his limelight career.
I agree with that.
That's what makes his sport conversation behind, like, yo, he will.
But I'm saying for those people who are saying based off this performance, they're going with Crawford. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's exactly specifically what I'm talking about.
Those that flip flop, like Jay Will in Ohio, they're just fickle boxing fans because. This performance should not be the reason or an indicator as to why you picking one over the other. I'm just tired of already trying.
That's exactly what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, I'm already tired of trying to explain, how he's not the same person that Earl fought, or even the same person that Gennady fought. So the level of respect or points receiving for beating the big boss in Kell Brook on this level, it just isn't the same because two people have done it before him, and he's never gotten back to that graces. It's like I said, if he would have became a second-time world champ, and then Crawford been facing him, I couldn't say anything because he did that, but he's never been able to get back on that level. You know, like Pedraza lost to Gervonta, got back on that level, man. Porter lost to Brook, got back on that level. When he faced Earl, he was a champ. He had beat Danny in a fight for a belt. So, you know, it's just a little bit different. But performance-wise, the dude is crazy, man. You can see it. You know, I knew that right hook was getting closer and closer. And, you know, I got lucky enough to say it live on the show a few seconds before he actually clipped him with the right hook and sent them into the ropes. You know, making me look even more of a knowledgeable boxing fan, man. Bud makes it easy. He makes it entertaining. It's hard to hate on him, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, I just want the best fighting the best, and the dudes he's fighting I don't consider the best, but I consider him one of the best. I can see his skill. He makes an exciting fight. He's got that killer instinct, that dog you want. Like, he's willing to put himself at risk or in danger to give you that entertainment. Like, he told us before the fight, I don't need a knockout, but turned around and fought like he wanted a knockout. And, you know, it's kind of like that Gennady Golovkin, Curtis Stevens. Like, this isn't Curtis Stevens, and I still am waiting for Curtis Stevens to test Bud. But I'm at the point with Bud where it's just like, man, he's doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know, he's as good as they say he is. I just still want that fight. No, it ain't the Spence fight, man.
That big one.
Give me Danny, give me Danny, give me Thurman, give me Porter, you know, give me somebody. You know.
While you guys while everybody's here on the panel right now, I just want to make sure y'all hear me say it. You know what I'm saying? I love me some Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Why I love both these fighters? Because they got that meanness in them, that dog. When it really turns up, they know how to turn the volume up, you know what I'm saying, and close the show. You know, but obviously I rock with Errol Spence, but I love the performance that Terence Crawford put in yesterday. Technical. The like Ness was calling it as we were watching the fight, that little right hook he was hitting him with, setting it up with a jab. He started to pick up the paces with his hands. He just started to go through the gears, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Terence Crawford and the whole Bud Crawford team. I always thought Bob Arum was doing you dirty. I'm on record as saying Bob has been doing you dirty. And look, here it is right here. It's coming out slowly coming out.
Damn, my man said he could have bought a mansion in Nevada.
Real quick super chat. Texas C says Charlo does more than 70K. Tank does 12K. So, okay, all right. Charlo does less than 70K. Tank does 120K. PBC pay-per-view dead? Question mark. Did we get to Mills Lanes?
First of all,
I don't remember.
That got in between.
First of all, I'm glad that he spent his pounds to say PBC. Incorrect information and gave us some money, at least in his mistake. Tank, Charlo didn't do 70. They did more to 100 to 120, and Tank didn't do 120. He did more 200 to 225 for his first pay-per-view ever. So I don't know, champ. You know, it's a lot of hatred coming from across the pond. It looks like.
Mill Lanes did say Bud is just that great of an adjuster.
I'm so tired of that adjusting shit. My man has been fighting in Southpaw for the last 7 fights. Like he's like, you know
what do you mean? It's not just that.
What do you mean by that?
Cause they like, yo, he's adjusting. He switches Southpaw once he makes the adjustment. No, he don't. Like
he's listed as a Southpaw fighter.
He comes out. He's in Orthodox for maybe a half a round, and then he's Southpaw.
No, and also like making adjustment is not just like simply say, oh, you know, I'm just switching southpaw, right? So it's the tempo of like at which you're fighting, when to decide to attack, when to decide to shift the momentum of a fight, you know. And what I saw, obviously, he switched to southpaw because like that jab was problematic for him, so he recognized that. But he also switched the pace of the fight, right? He said, hey, you know, let's not do that, like, you know, trying to counter each other all the time. Let me just engage a little bit more. Let me let my hand go a little bit faster because I definitely have the faster hands. And those are the adjustments that we're talking about. And also, you know, you say like he fights as a southpaw. That's cool. That's fine. But when you switch during the rounds, you forces the other person to do other things, right?
To make his adjustments.
That's the adjustment that we're talking about. That's winning the mental battle. That's finding the gaps, and he does make those adjustments. You can't deny that.
It simply said that switching his stance alone is not the adjustment. The switching stance is part of his adjustment. It's part of a much bigger picture that he's doing in the ring. It's not just simply footwork.
Right, that's where his ring IQ comes from, right?
Three rounds, 3 rounds, man. Look at it. Look at his face by a dude that no one picked to win. No expert, no betting line.
I understand, and I'm not going to debate that because you
cut you off, but cool. Do your thing.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
sorry.
Listen, you had already made that point.
I'm sorry I talked.
No. Listen. I just want you to understand because you said this earlier, and it's like you have more evidence on your side, so I don't disagree with you, but you also got to look at what was in the ring last night. Like, Kell looked great. He looked in phenomenal shape. Every aspect of him, there wasn't anything about him that looked bad. He just got out-bettered. And I don't know how many welterweights out there right now beat Kell Brook, and it's a small sample size. I get that, but I mean he looks good. I pick him up right now off those 3 rounds, off of most or 4 rounds off of against a lot of welterweights.
So I just want to point your attention to youtube.com/The Boxing Voice and witness what Mario calls Kell look good. You should be able to see it now on your screens. This is Kell after making weight. Live on ESPN. This is not Photoshop. This is Kell live after making weight. But Mario says he looked. But Mario says he looked good. Mario says he looked good, and then what happens is he gets hit with a jab and goes through the rope. But Mario says he looks good, and this is Photoshop. This is not
how do he look rehydrated?
This is not how he looked struggling to make the weight. So Doomy wants to talk about rehydration as to say that rehydrated him correctly, and he was 100%. Just because you put the weight back on, I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off.
It looks like
I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. You know what I'm saying?
Things I didn't say.
I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off. You know what I'm saying? I didn't cut you off. All I'm saying is, regardless of how you put the weight on, it's about how you took it off. That's what's gonna hurt you, not how you put it on. The fighter in midi is shaking his head. Yes. I don't need to cut people off to make points.
Bro, you just want to...
But he didn't look that way. That's a bad photo because he didn't look that way when he got on the scale.
That's part of the video. How is that a photo? It says Max on Boxing.
No, but it's just like you made it still, right? Someone just like stopped it there on that.
Yeah, it's a bad picture, man.
Bad picture. Bad moment. Bruh, mad moment. He looked like Skeletor, man.
He do. I watched the way around his eyes, and
you watched the way. Mario's gonna go on record and say that this don't matter.
He looked crazy. I didn't say nothing matters. I listen. You're a great lawyer. You bring to court the picture that you want the jury to see, and you have them focus on that, and that's great. The problem is I saw the entire weekend. I saw the press conference. I saw the weigh-in. I saw the fight. I know the way that Kell Brook looks. So that one picture right there to me is misrepresentation.
How did he react? How did he react, man? How did he react?
What you mean?
You saw the fight. You saw how he looked. You saw how he went. How did he react when he got punched in the face, though? His body, half his body shut down, half his body shut down like it was like a computer fail. Y2K, that shit was like.
It was a well-played shot.
One thing that we have to say also, about
you get hit there, you're going out too.
No, the way he reacted to the shot also.
Yes.
Everyone says like they exchange jab. No, actually no. Like Kell was in a process of trying to deliver his backhand. So it's just two force like coming from an opposite direction colliding with each other. That's what usually makes you like the impact way greater and just get that reaction. So that really what it was. And coupled with the fact that he didn't see that, and that was it, man. That was it.
Simple physics. Two objects moving at each other at a certain speed creates a certain amount of force. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened.
Yo, there's always an excuse when Bud's fights.
And his computer shut down.
There's always hater-rated.
Listen,
I'm
giving
him his credit.
I'm the one giving him his credit. I'm the one saying he jabbed Brook through the ropes. Y'all talking about, oh, it's the perfect timing. It has to do with this and that. No, I'm saying it was Bud. Bud hit him with the jab.
It was both.
I'm saying that fight happened in a flash of a moment for you. I got you.
Nah, but it ain't supposed to happen, right?
Exactly.
The fighter, it ain't supposed to happen that way. He's supposed to have landed. So there you go with the adjustment, the timing, right? It was a time punch.
Yeah, it was definitely timing. Definitely, because and you can just see, I don't know if you guys look at it. I just go and watch replays and replays all over again, right? You can see that he just fends the jab. Kell puts his jab out and then just quickly tries to trigger the cross, the backhand coming, and then boom, he turned his own jab into a short hook type of shot, and that was it. That was good night. So my man is good. It's all timing.
Look, my take on it, Mitty, it was just, to me, it was a jab that didn't get to fully extend. You know what I'm saying?
It just turned turned it into a short hook.
You got a guy. Think of a guy that's coming at you, right? You're throwing your jab. In midway of your jab being thrown, it looks like a hook, champ. So what I'm saying is that him coming in cut the extension of Crawford's jab. It was a jab. It's just that it didn't get to fully extend. All the momentum came, not all of it, but both from his extension to B and him running into it. It wasn't a hook.
That shit was more of a hook that just he didn't get to fully turn it over because Kell ran into that shit, man. He was
exactly. That's what I felt
he was
like
setting it up all day,
Go
man.
back and look at it.
You go back and watch the fight.
From where the punch starts.
All day.
He
landed the right hook all day, man. Before that, he landed it, man.
Timing, all this, that's good. But hey, remember, we talked about one trivial fact that you guys were saying, Crawford deadlifts 500 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I was like, whoa, I don't believe that. I've straight away just went and did the conversion in kilogram, because that's how I just go with. That's a hell of a lot. And if that's the
Mario
truth,
does that, man.
I believe he's a wrestler as well, right? I don't believe that Mario does that.
What? Mario got tape. Mario got video doing that shit, bro.
I trained to do that.
Deadlift 500.
Mario's 5'6" and he doing that.
I never got to 500. Most I ever deadlifted was 455. But which, by the way, is what Crawford was doing that day. And it was a rack pull. It wasn't a deadlift.
Let me tell you, right? So,
Mario,
and he's a wrestler. So that's
better, Mario.
That power comes from those type of exercises, and my man is just it's deceptive. You just see someone and you think you're gonna be stronger than him because you're bigger. The dude is strong, and that translates into when he can deliver the punches the way he does. That translates into serious power. I'm not talking about one punch put you to sleep, but I'm talking about punches that make you pay attention and almost fall out the ropes, like you guys saying, right? So
I mean, but people saying that it was more the metal, it's not they put the steel in his face, but getting hit with a punch, it still is affecting Kell. It's not like he has a steel plate and he could take shots better. It's more like there's a steel plate. So
it's holding his orbital bone.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. I don't know about anything about that, right? Because Kell has to come and tell us something like that. But and I also thought that the punch actually landed in the nose, man. The nose, and straight away you can see pouring out his nose and all that. So yeah, man.
I definitely thought it was the eye, because he was pawing at the eye again. So I thought it was the eye. I thought it could have been that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like what's my man named Texas C from the UK sending me links saying Bob said that. Don't be mad at him. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at you. I'm not mad at Bob or you. I'm not mad at Bob. I'm mad at you because you listen to the show and you should know not to believe rival promoters. What a coincidence that Bob Arum, the rival promoter, is telling you the PBC pay-per-views have failed. Come on, dog. Jeez Louise. But anyway, fellas. I had some morning afterthoughts this morning, and I guess now that the full panel is here, I guess you guys can kind of answer those questions, because all the listeners did, and some of the callers and whatnot. But yeah, I guess the first question was, who defeated Kell faster, right? And obviously, you have to assume it was Crawford because of the amount of rounds.
Better.
But who was more impressive in your guys' eyes, or does it not matter because each version of Kell was a different version of Kell?
For me, it doesn't matter, and not necessarily because the version of Kell. It's just because different fights are different, man. Like, if you want to go, I can give you tons of fights like that comparison. Like, who defeated what's his name, Rocky Fielding faster, Callum Smith or Canelo? Well, does that mean that who's better, right? So like things like that don't equate. It's the dynamic of the fight, it's the shot at the time. Like Bud found a good shot early on and he has a killer instinct, so he finished it. He could have found that shot in the 7th and that would have been later, but it doesn't really matter to me.
Probably in the sense of being a bully, I'd probably say Earl was more of a bully in that impression, you know what I'm saying? But like Coach said, it's just a matter of the tempo of the fight and the fighter in there. It's a little different. You're not gonna get what you get from Earl and Crawford, but you still got the fast. Ohio Runs Boxing on the super chat says Broner went the distance with John Molina. Crawford stopped him. Lamont Peterson went the distance with Felix Diaz and Thierry Jean. Crawford stopped both. Manny Pacquiao struggled with Jeff Horn. Crawford stopped him.
Yeah, look, this is easy. Everything Mitty said is exactly what I see. I mean, it's like they're 3 different fights and 3 different fighters. I think that, if you have a preference towards one, it's based off of what they bring to the ring and their style. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Crawford is the freshest in my mind. You know what I mean? Crawford happened last night, and so I'm blown away by it. I'm talking about it because there's no reason for me to have watched the Triple G or the Spence fight, up until now.
Super
Or
chat.
so recently, I mean.
Super chat from Show Kid 2005 with the most epic one so far. You supposed to beat the game on easy. Fight a top 5 welterweight before we crown you. And for those that aren't savvy enough, remember when you play like Street Fighter and all that, you can put it down. I'm saying Street Fighter showing my age, but you can put the difficulty level down, and that's what he's talking about. Very, very savvy super chat. We got Ohio Runs Boxing. Shout out to Marcus, long-time listener, saying Crawford stopping people. Earl is going the distance. That's because Earl actually fought a active pound-for-pound fighter. Crawford's never fought someone on the pound-for-pound list, so be careful what you say, Mikey ran through the whole About Billions clique, was going through divisions, unifying, and was a pound-for-pound fighter. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I'm the type that I watch a fight and I'll say, oh yeah, he did it better. I'm that dude. That's how I watch boxing.
Yeah,
you know
me too. I think that's why they call me a casual and you are the casual.
And I also like last night when I defined chance, Mitty, so you can't say I didn't. I said give him a chance to the 12th round. I just could not put the shit together. But for me now, seeing Terence and Spence both doing it, and yes, you said different versions of them, I still think that Terence did it better.
Yeah.
Real quick, Ohio Run Boxing's came back. Crawford stopping people. Earl is going the distance.
Echo.
Because you know why casual? Because that's what's fresh on your mind, man. What's fresh on your mind right now is the car crash from Earl Spence.
Right. And Earl Spence, he gave his own top 5 pound for pound, and Terence Crawford was on there as like number 3 or 4 under him, but had the major respect for him.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to. You're supposed to, because when he beats Crawford, he wants you to give him his respect for beating him. He ain't gonna do the ass backwards shit that some fighters do when they call you. They say you no good. They say you a bum, but then they want to fight you. So like, you know what I mean? Why do you want to fight a bum? You should want to fight a pound for pound fighter. You should want to fight someone that the world is saying is great, so that you get that recognition. You get those accolades when you beat them. It means something. It gets you up. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mitty. Oh, Team White Collar Boxing over there. Got the jacket. Yeah, man. So, all right. So we went through faster. We went through more impressively. And I wanted to save this for this. I didn't want to do this without y'all. What is next? Contractually, he's still with Bob till October 2021. That much is out there, courtesy of Michael Coppinger and The Athletic. Shout out to those guys, really helping us with boxing. Doomy, we got a super chat sneaking in.
Yo, the parakeet don't see it, so go ahead.
All right. Sarcastic Sarcasm says, Brook being washed up was not an issue before the fight. Now, after it's an issue, fickle fans shaking my head. Be happy we saw Bud fight.
Right. And not only fickle, also nitpick.
Yo, but he's wilding because he listens to the show every day, so he know he's a fucking liar. I can't believe he paid the lie and say that Brook wasn't washed up before the fight. Who the hell wasn't saying Brook wasn't washed up before the fight? Other than ESPN.
Let me tell you, there's a cycle in all this. Like, trust me. And, if you watch boxing enough and if you talk boxing every day with us, you'll realize that when a fight is being negotiated, that's when everyone comes out and will say, the fighter is washed up, he's a bum, you should not be fighting with him. Then he gets signed. When you come to fight week, that's when the narrative changes. Like, that bum that was a bum 2 weeks ago become like, whoa, he looks good, he's in shape, he's a killer.
Yes.
And then
the whole what if
happens. Then the knockout happens and we go back to, oh no, but he was washed up, he was a bum.
Exactly.
So that's the typical cycle of like boxing or pseudo boxing fans conversation, and we should really just step away from that and just start educating people about fighters, and they aren't no bums, but
no, he's no bum.
Brook was not the best Brook. Okay, that's cool, and I can agree that is like towards the end of his career he has sustained damage. All this is agreeable.
Yes.
This is what happened when he got hit. Like, that was done.
Another cycle, Mitty, that you got to add, just like, right, you just said it, and we keep highlighting it, is that what version of Brook late in his career? Most late, like, who's going to beat Manny Pacquiao, right? Yeah. And it's going to be like, yo, it was late in his career, So that's another part of the cycle. You just got to get
but right now
it's a little bit different. Yeah, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say the fresh fight right now is Danny versus Spence. That's a fresh fight.
Nah, I was saying the reason I was saying that because you got Crawford, Earl, Porter all chasing a Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So even in the second half, so-called the end of his career, he's still big fish. He's still big name.
We know that that's not necessarily from a sporting point of view. Like, now you're bringing in like the economic factor.
No. The fighter, the name, Manny Pacquiao,
and the name.
He just beat a young Keith Thurman, bro. Took his own.
Listen,
like, let's go. Like, come on, man.
Keith is my guy. I said this morning. Keith was always my guy. I thought he was gonna be the next Mayweather. He kind of ruined that because of the loss, but because of that loss, like, you have to respect Pacquiao. Like, if Pacquiao loses to Bud next, I'm giving Bud his credit. If he loses to Earl next, I'm giving Earl his credit. I'm not gonna say, that was a 40-year-old Pacquiao. No, because that 40-year-old Pacquiao beat Thurman. You know what I'm saying? There are gonna be some casuals. He beat a 40-year-old. But like you said a few minutes ago, it's our job to educate them. It's our job to educate them and let them know, no, Manny Pacquiao did something like George Foreman by beating Thurman at 40. So we gotta respect that.
But that would be the conversation, though. Yeah, 100% it will be the conversation. That was the same conversation with like AJ beating Vlad, right? So Vlad is like what, 40? Yeah, 40-year-old. That's the same thing. Like, whenever, like, if what's his name, Dillian had beaten Povetkin. He's old, but hey, that didn't happen because Povetkin won. But you know what I mean?
Right. It's so funny you said that because Keith Thurman got two mantras, you know what I'm saying? One of them is "Don't duck me, son," and the second one is "I got an O,
and I ain't afraid to let it go."
And he said, "Yo, if you can beat me, beat me." And the old man stepped up and took his O. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The young boys couldn't do it, and so you got to give him the credit. Like, you know what I mean? When if Terence or Earl was to step up and beat him, he got to. And he's a legend, so that's a big win.
So let me ask you guys, because I said that's the issue right there. You see, in the post fight, Terence wants Pacquiao, Earl wants Pacquiao. And really, it's a race to Pacquiao. I believe whoever gets that Pacquiao fight solidifies the A-side status in the negotiations. Like, because I think that if Terence can beat Pacquiao, he's ripping the torch from the living legend. So he's got to be the A-side. Because now they both got 2 belts. But guess what? I beat Manny Pacquiao.
Right.
So if Earl does it, he's got to be the A-side. Why? Because he's ripping the torch from a legend. But it's like, hey, I got 3 belts. So it's a race to Pacquiao. It's not a race to each other. I guarantee they don't fight each other first, because for Terence and Top Rank, they need to even the playing field. They know right now, damn, Earl got 2 belts and the option of maybe fighting Pacquiao before us. We can't make the fight.
Hey, Ness, don't forget you got Conor and Mikey sniffing around too.
I mean,
in that Pacquiao ring, and especially Mikey.
That McGregor is just something that's out of boxing's control, and if it could come for Pacquiao, amen. I want Pacquiao to get it. I want to see how big that fight can be, because Floyd is something special, and we seen that with the Gervonta Davis fight and the build-up. They put those all accesses on YouTube, and those things are well over 2 million views in a week, man. You know, this guy, he's a hit machine. So hopefully Pacquiao can do the same with McGregor.
I'm sure the conversation would be like, who beat McGregor better at that point once that happens. Like, that's all that fight is really.
Absolutely. You know, that's me and you. That's our conversation. Who did it better? Who did it better? And the truth be told, Mayweather got touched up, but it was a method to his madness. He knew he was letting him hit him to get closer and go for the stoppage. You know, he's taking him late.
Gavante Leo.
You getting good, Kaz.
Let me ask a question right here. Let me ask you the panel a question, a show of hands, or say it how you want to. Who would want to see Crawford and Mikey next?
Ooh, that's a pound
and that's courtesy of Mr. C-Wep. And I really want to know myself, so I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Because I have no idea.
No,
I would see that. I would watch that. But do I want that next?
No, I would watch it, but I don't want that. You know, I wouldn't want to try to negotiate for that.
Yeah. Like, look, I didn't want Brook, and we watched it, and we got it. I don't want Mikey. I didn't even want Mikey for Earl, but we got it. Is that Earl's biggest win or one of his biggest wins? Absolutely. You know, and if Crawford can get him, you know, we'd probably be mad at first, but it would probably still be Crawford's biggest name. Like, at this point, this version of Mikey is better than Brook and a bigger name than Brook. Like, he lost to Earl and was able to come back and beat Vargas and even knock down Vargas, showing that he does have true welterweight power. Vargas is a common opponent with Pacquiao, with Bradley, Broner, you know, and none of those dudes except Pacquiao did it like that. You know, Bradley did outbox him, but he had that real dangerous moment in the 12th where the fight arguably could have been stopped or should have been stopped, and Jesse thought he won. So the way Mikey handled Jesse made me, you know, look again like, whoa, okay, I thought you wasn't a welterweight. Maybe Earl is just that good, and you are good, but not when it comes to Earl.
Yeah, if you're talking pound for pound, I can see that argument. But as far as like who I think Terence would have a harder time beating versus what we saw in Kell Brook, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Crawford strings together 2 better rounds than Brook did against Crawford. So I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. If you're talking pound for pound, I think you're right. But we're talking the actual physicality of fighting a guy bigger than you versus a guy much smaller than you. I don't know. It's tough.
Yo, you lost me there. But we were talking Mikey fighting Crawford.
Mikey? Yeah, Mikey fighting Crawford. You said Mikey.
I think you made a mistake.
Yeah, you said something about Brook.
You said Bud.
He said
Brook.
I'm
sorry. I meant to say
Bud and Brook.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? I lost the debate. I thought you were talking what would be the tougher fight for the better win versus Crawford, Mikey.
No, it's not what would be the tougher fight. It was your opinion on what do you feel about Crawford fighting Mikey. That's it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were making a point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mike Weary the Great for $1.99. He said Earl already damaged Mikey just like he did Brook. Yeah. Well, I'm saying, because I was going to say that, like, why would he fight Mikey, which Spence beat already?
Yeah, but Mikey at least has a better win after Earl. Like, after Earl beat Brook ain't done nothing. Mikey at least beat a top 5, 7, 8 welterweight.
Even calling him top 10 is incredible, you know.
I don't remember who Pacquiao used to fight always after. Was it after Floyd? Floyd was like, "Yo, he fight all my leftovers." Right. So is that? I mean, that's the promoter, right? They don't say they don't say I don't make the fight. Pacquiao when he was under top.
No, that's a classic Bob Arum move, and that's who Top Rank is.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So we may, in fact, see Mikey versus Terence.
Maybe though, because that's not that easy to make. First of all, they got to come very correct to Mikey. He got $7 million versus Vargas. Secondly, they got to come even more correct than the first time because he left them. They took 2 years of his career. He was sitting because they didn't want to release him. So, you know, now you want me to now you want to use me for you. Because look, Mikey knows how good Crawford is. He says it, and he lost to Crawford in the amateur. So he's going to look at Bob like, man, mother effer, you had me sitting for 2 years. Now you want me to fight your best fighter? How much you got? Because I got 7 to fight Vargas. And that's a fight people knew I was going to win. They gave me 7. So where we starting? I think Thurman called you and said he wanted 10, right? And that's what y'all don't get about negotiation. By y'all, I mean these fucking fans that say Thurman outpriced himself. Meanwhile, Mikey could get on the phone with Bob, and the first conversation is going to be above 7. It's going to be above 7 because Crawford is way more risk than Vargas, and he got 7 his last fight.
Right away, 7 right away, right off the top. Oh, Keith asked for 10. I want 7. Let's negotiate from there.
Nah, isn't he worth more than 7 at that point?
He is worth more than 7. If you get 7 for Vargas, you can't get 7 for fucking Crawford. I'm turning my back on you.
Your career might be over.
I made 7 to fight Vargas for a title the WBC made up for me. What are you talking about? You got to give me more money than 7 to fight Crawford. He needs me. And this is Mikey at the negotiation table. Like, Crawford needs that Mexican as known as Mikey. That would be a beautiful pay-per-view fight for Crawford to transition him into a star or next level. And they're going to have to pay. You can't get it for free. Can't get it for free.
See, that's one other aspect that I enjoy about this show because that's like some behind-the-scenes information. Like, my mind didn't even go to what Mikey should be getting. But my mind, when you said that, I'm like, damn, and Bob Arum, he nickel and diamond. You know, like Terence Crawford don't.
Right, he sent Danny $3 million flat, man. My man's disrespectful. But now the truth come out. That's what we need to be talking about. Y'all don't want to talk about that. That's what we need to be talking about. His statements, how he's saying, I'm not spending no money to promote this guy. He need to be promoting himself like Lomachenko and Shakur Steveson.
I got the quotes.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay,
tell the people what his own promoter saying. Shit that we've been begging him to do forever. We've been begging him.
He can't fire him for that.
Go ahead and with the super chat real quick.
Yeah, before you go there,
Jarrett. Oh, go ahead.
Boston Jarrett says you would have to take Mikey's entire family hostage in order for him to fight Bud, and he still might not take the fight. LOL.
That was
I mean, yes and no, man. Yes and no. Mikey loves cars. Every time, if you notice, every time he gets a check, he buys a new big expensive car. If the money is right, listen. We talk about millions like it ain't nothing because we ain't making it, but he made 7. You know, we don't know if just 1 more million is enough for him to fight Bud. We don't know if it's 1.4, 1.2, 1.5, or maybe just 0.5. We don't know. When they that rich and they have those, you know, that appetite to spend money the way. I mean, he just bought a Lamborghini when he fought Earl, and that's like a $500,000 car. So. I don't know, man.
And a Rolls Royce.
He bought his dad like a pickup truck, right? Like
and a Rolls Royce. Don't forget, and a pickup truck.
No, but I mean per fight. He buys one per fight. I never.
He bought the Lambo and the Rolls Royce and the truck after Earl's fight.
Damn. Listen. No. See, it was the Lambo before the fight. I know that because him and Leo. They had the photo shoot with the 2 Lambos. Leo got a Lambo too. Shout out to all Al Heyman boys, yo. They all got Lambos. The Charlos got a Lambo too. One of them, right?
Yep.
So moving on to the interview that Bob Arum gave the Athletics, Lance Pugmire. Lance been putting it in for years, been on the show many times. He got the interview. In the article, he talks to Timothy Bradley, he talks to Terence himself, and he talks to Bob. And Bob's comments are the ones that have set Twitter on fire in the last several hours. But this is some of it that we got from Bob. He said, straight from the article, he's got to promote like unified lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez does. He's got to promote like former featherweight champion Shakur Steveson does, like Floyd Mayweather did, like Manny Pacquiao did. If he doesn't, then who the fuck needs him? He may be the greatest fighter in the world, but hey, I ain't going bankrupt promoting him. Bob, real quick, did go on to say, the question is, do we want to keep him? This is in response to Lance setting up the question, do we want to keep him? I could build a house in Beverly Hills on the money I've lost on him in the last 3 fights. A beautiful home. Nobody questions Crawford's innate, tremendous ability. By beating a naturally bigger guy in Brook decisively, that's a big statement that he's making. The question is, does it pay the bills? Look, you can have the greatest opera singer in the world. If the fans don't support it, you're out of business.
That's what I said when me and
mic
Francis.
drop.
Me and Francis did a show, and that's what I said. His fans don't love him because his fans don't buy his pay-per-view. My man been on pay-per-view twice, and they left him hanging. They left him hanging. They talk that pound for pound shit. They talk the best fighter shit. But when it's time to pay up, they don't. The hater nest that they call me a hater, I got receipts on Comcast and Xfinity to show that I bought all his pay-per-views. You know what I mean? Y'all don't support your mans, and this is what's happening. But this is what we already knew. This is what we already knew. Bring that other quote, though. Where's that other quote where he gets even more specific about him not doing interviews?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know he's talking about, and it's
I've
crazy.
been waiting for the day. I've been waiting for the day.
I'm wondering if Bob is really done with him, because people chat what went over your head, right? This interview is with The Athletic. The Athletic is partners with Coppinger. Coppinger notoriously writes bad about Crawford. But it's bad because he's the only one that's saying what we've been saying, that he needs a real opponent. He's not fluffing it. You know what I'm saying? So this quote that Mario's gonna read kind of indicates that Bob is like, yo, he should be doing an interview with a certain show, but he doesn't want to do interviews with that show. And it's like, damn, you siding with the website over your own fighter. But you got it, Mario, or what? I was over there fluffing you up, man, trying to get you ready.
Right?
Yo, I have a promotion question. I know Mitty, right? Promoter?
Mitty the promoter.
All right. So Bob Arum should just take some money, right, from the pay of both of theirs and make Bud a star. Isn't that part of entertainment business? We make stars and we use money to promote and spread the word.
It is, but you just expect a return. That's what he's saying, right? So you spend money in order to make more money, right? So the money that you invest in the promotional aspect of things, you just don't spend it just for the love of it, right? You just spend it expecting that, it will translate into more buys, more ticket sales, and all those kind of things, right? So I guess that's what he's getting at, right? He spent that money and maybe he didn't get the return that he wanted. Right?
And where I'm getting at is that I don't blame Bud for that. I don't think it's Bud's fault. It's just the nature of the business.
Yes, it's the nature of the business, but he's obviously blaming Bud, because he's saying that based on the blueprint that he had with other fighters, he saw that the way they promoted themselves correlates with the numbers that are being made on the show, and Bud is not doing that, right? So I think that's why he's putting the blame on there.
Bro, listen. We've all been watching boxing long enough to know that if you take that Andre Ward route, you ain't gonna be a star. And Bud took the Andre Ward route. We all know it. Shakur Steveson is cool with them, but he ain't Ward. He ain't Bud. He's outspoken. He's on his Twitter. He's on interviews. He's letting the world know what's really good. It's different, man. Bud and Ward
Bud doing exactly what you just said. Bud's on Twitter.
But he's saying like doing it differently, like being on Twitter and then like selling a story. Either you sell like the good guy story, either you sell the bad guy story. You can go many different ways. Like you can go like the Derek Chisora's way, when you just throw
sell a
tables
story.
and stuff
Just
like that.
sell
Right?
a story.
But he's saying that he's not making himself, and that's what he's saying. And I think that that's, to be fair, that's what few people, and that's what we generally feel like. We say, you know, Bud could be maybe more accessible, or actually, when he's in front of a camera, just be more expressive and show more of that story, right? So that's the only knock that I have for him. But I don't really care about that, because I'm talking as a fan, and as a fan, I want to see what he does in the ring, and I love what he does in the ring. But the promoter business is between him and Bob, man.
You found it, Munguia?
Yeah, I got it.
Give it
so
to us,
I'm gonna read real quick the 3 paragraphs leading up to it. I'll do it really fast. So this is from the article again from The Athletic. He says, what Arum and top-ranked President Todd DeBuff want from Crawford is to be more engaging and available for the multitude of media interview requests, like the one from a radio show that Crawford rejected because he wants her to host express preferential support for Spence. This just in. Not everybody's going to like you, but there's a way to deal with the haters. Kill them with kindness. Fake the smile, be professional. It's not about the radio host. It's about the writers who slam Crawford for what they may perceive as a thin resume. So then this is from Terence, who goes on to talk about it. He says, you're not going to talk negative and talk about me and then ask me for an interview. This is Crawford telling The Athletic. I don't care who you are. Respect me as a man. I'll give you an interview. I've never had a problem with you. Why? Because I've never seen y'all write something negative about me. Of course, everyone has their opinion, and they can say, I didn't like Terence, didn't look all that good. That's cool. But taking it personal, saying he's not fighting that guy and downplaying me and my accomplishments, then yes, I'm not doing an interview with you when you're not a supporter of me and not a supporter of boxing. And then he went on to say, that's why I give a select number of people interviews.
Damn, so that will get people talking and speculating, right? So who is he talking about?
I think he's talking. I mean, he's most definitely talking about Coppinger, man. Come on, Coppinger.
I don't know if that's true. I understand why you think that.
Who else writes about him?
The only thing is that he may because Cop does the podcast with
Lance.
you know, my man. Yeah, and so it's kind of like, if you're not going to give it to him, you're not giving it to Lance by extension. But he's given him the interview. He's saying, I've never seen you written anything bad about me.
That's what he's talking. He's talking to Lance. He say,
so
see,
he's saying,
you never wrote anything bad about me, but he has.
Okay.
That's why I don't talk to him. Bro, him and Coppinger.
I get that now.
Him and Coppinger have gone at it on Twitter, bro.
No, of course, yeah.
You know,
I get what you're saying like that. You know, I didn't think of it that way. But yeah, putting it like, oh, well, I'm giving you the interview because you're the one who's not the, you know, whatever music.
I get, you know, I get what Bud is saying. And you know, if we just talk about it like the normal people from a principle-based standpoint, like we would be working with the same principle as him because we're the general public, we're normal. But his business is not just about, you know, it's not just like us, right? He really needs to sell those things. Like, so what Bob is saying, like, kill them with kindness, like take the high road and really keep selling yourself. It's also a way to look at it, and that's what most people do. It's very easy to just come here and you're going to have callers that will come and say, yeah, he's a man of principle and you're not the same person, blah, 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 blah. At the same time, you're not Bud, right? So, and you don't have those obligations as an athlete, a high-profile athlete, and that can hurt you. And at least on that side, maybe
it's gonna hurt your brand. It's gonna hurt your brand. Listen, now, why do you think that Mayweather didn't have to do it? Mayweather went as far as saying, "You can't get an interview with me. If you want to hear anything from you, got to go to Fight Hype." Like, why could one guy do it and cut the entire media world off? I mean, he cut everybody off. Even Stephen A. Smith at one point couldn't get a hold of Floyd. He had to literally say, "As told to Fight Hype." Like, so I mean, I think that Bud just he's riding that line of still trying to be like, yo, I'm not a bad guy like they paint me out to be, and I'm a good guy, but then there's people that think he's not a good guy.
No, but he's not a bad guy though. What you saying?
The whole,
you mean back,
like the way that him and Coppinger have a thing, it's not just with him and Coppinger. He has things with multiple media members, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same Charlo argument. Like the Charlos argue about the same thing. Like they're the fighters believe they're being painted in a certain narrative by certain writers, right? Or
I get
podcasters, whatever, YouTubers, whatever you wanna,
Hey,
say.
listen, I follow him differently. And I definitely know he's not a bad guy. I follow him like for some of the stuff he does in Africa as well. Like, so those are like just
Terence
amazing thing that you can. Yeah, Crawford. Like, he does like a lot of like really good thing, giving back not only to the community but also to certain cause worldwide that I love. And that's the kind of thing that I want to drive and I want to show the world, and that's what he does. And that
I'm just trying to go back to the branding, right? And to Floyd doing what I'm trying to say is Crawford is kind of doing what Floyd did, but he ain't standing on it, right? Floyd came out and said, I'm not interviewing with nobody. You want to talk to me, you get it through Fight Hype. Whatever you want to, check fighthype.com. Whereas Crawford ain't really doing that. He's kind of like playing both sides of the fence and it's not really helping. What I'm saying is choose to either be the Andre Ward of boxing or be the bad guy in Mayweather. It still works. It worked for Mayweather, and I guarantee you it's going to work for Wilder. Everyone that's saying that he's crazy and that, he's making excuses and XYZ, they're going to buy his next fight.
Yo, real quick, I think that Floyd got big because he followed, like the entertainer's way of promoting yourself. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Thank you, Cash. I was just about to say that.
That's why I was saying, why doesn't Bob Arum do that for Terence Crawford? It costs that'll be a summary line the way that Don King had towels for Mike Tyson.
No,
Cash,
and I'll tell you. Go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yo, the thing we were saying about Cash is Terence Crawford needs to do what he got to do for Terence Crawford. Period. Floyd Mayweather went out there and he got with the stars in many different sports. He sat courtside. He paid his money. He flew to jets. He went to the award shows. He went to all the Grammy Awards. He went to everything he needed to be. He did everything possible to put himself out there. That's what I said about the Charlos. I said Tanky's doing that, attaching himself. The Charlos are starting to do that a little bit. You got to put yourself out there so that you can grab those people who can bring their fans in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, having a relationship with them.
It's about the personality as well. Like if some of you might recall, well, maybe the only person would be Francis. Marshawn Lynch, was a running back for the Seattle Seahawks, right? They went to the Super Bowl. He hated doing media, right? But his personality was so larger than life that even though he didn't talk to reporters specifically, and there's a famous clip of him like giving no answers basically and forth. Next question. Yeah, he kept saying next question. But his personality came out. That's what Floyd had, and that's what Crawford, lacks. So the in between with the, actually talking to journalists, that'll go a long way in helping, I think.
Real quick, super chat, DBX Trampler, the top ranked matchmaker, said on TBV, Bud chooses who he fights, period. If Bob can't get him the fights, it's on Bud to leave. Hands up in the air emoji. Then we got a super chat for a counter punch from CYP, California. What up?
Yo, the reason why I brought up that Mikey situation is not because I think it's going to happen, because it's not. But him fighting Mikey and whooping Mikey ass will end it. It's over. Nobody's going to say, oh, you're the B-side to Earl. Nah, homie. He go out there and beat the dog shit. And we know it. Y'all know on that panel that if Bud Crawford fights Mikey, it ain't going 12. You know that. And that will show all y'all. It don't matter who he fights. He's still the best regardless. That fight will tell you he's the best regardless if he knocks Mikey Garcia the hell out. It don't matter 147, 140, 150. He the best pound for pound. Y'all have to believe it now, but it's coming. And if he act a fool, get arrested, hit his wife, he'll be famous because people love when black dudes act dumb as hell. They love that shit. But Bud ain't doing it. CYP out.
Nah, but Bud had an incident where then he beat the auto body shop guy up or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But listen, so he said if he knocks out Mikey, that'll prove it. But Earl himself would defend that, right? Because Earl would get axed, obviously, you couldn't stop Mikey and Bud stopped Mikey. Earl, what's your thoughts? Nah, I told y'all I was going to beat him at his own game. I told y'all that. And that's why I went out there and did. I beat him at his own game. So,
and I regret not knocking him out.
So y'all can't like he ain't gonna allow you to say, oh, Bud is better than me because he knocked out Mikey when I did. This is his words. He's saying I beat Mikey in his game because y'all said I couldn't box, so I show y'all I can outbox a pound for pound fighter. Then I beat Sean Porter in his game because y'all said he was a dog, so I showed you I can outdog him. So he's not gonna fall for the CYP trick. Not Earl.
I would say, I mean, generally, like for us, like, so for me at least, I don't think it will just prove to me that Crawford is like beats everyone because he beats Mikey. I keep saying it over and over again. Different fights, different circumstances and all that. I want to see him like beat Spence, or I want to see him like fight Spence. I believe he will beat him. I believe Bud is the guy at 147. I believe is one of the guy in pound for pound, right? So, but we just need to see it. We can't just say Mikey will come and just prove us something. No, I want to see Bud and Spence. I don't really care what happens between Bud and Mikey.
Look, the last thing
that's why
really
I love that.
Go ahead.
The reason why I love that because I respectfully disagree, and I'm willing to take, you know what I'm saying, as bets when the time comes for that. And that's what I love about it, because I think they're both great talents. But like you said, you like somebody you like, and it's no slight to any of the other fighters, you know what I'm saying, especially in the opposite corner, because they're both sensational to be able to be in the ring together. So, yeah, go ahead, Mario.
It's a 50-50 fight too, I think. But like the last thing that I want to talk or present, I guess, is, you know, for Bob to come out at this time, right, after the fight and say all these things, you know, is this more evidence from some of the general evidence we've gotten that seems to be pointing towards a Crawford exodus? You know, is Crawford leaving him, and this is what he's, you know, kind of not maybe lashing out, but kind of maybe saving face? I don't know. Like, it's just such a weird.
He definitely made situations worse by saying this shit.
I think so. And so it's like makes it harder for me to believe that he ends up staying.
Yo,
this
you know what?
This is airing out the dirty laundry.
Terence need an advisor before he re-signs that contract.
Bud got one. That's Bomac.
Yeah, he has a.
Oh, that's his advisor.
Bomac and Kenny.
Well,
listen,
his advisor need an advisor.
They need Al.
They
need Al, man. That's
what I'm saying, right? We love talking about intangible stuff that we cannot see. We spend a lot of time talking about advice, negotiation, contract, stuff that we don't see.
That's the fun part.
Easily talk about what we can see, and it's the fight. That's where we make an opinion, right? So I keep saying that, man.
Mitty, that's because you a fighter, Mitty. That's because you was actually a fighter. You actually got in the ring, so it's different for you. But the fun part is the intangibles, man. The
I get it.
The business of it. That's the navigation. That's the chess part of it. The checkmate is the fight. It's can you get to the fight?
But that's why like people can send you any way they want because you don't know. And that's what those promoters, those fighters, they keep doing that. Like they go out, just feed you a narrative in the press, and then you just like spin on it for freaking 2 weeks from one podcast to another. And bro, they actually knew the plan all along, man. So we just don't know that.
And that's why I'm saying that Bob Arum, I don't believe when he puts out words like that. I don't think that he meant that. He's actually being the character that he's trying to tell Bud should be. You know what I mean? He's doing that, and that's how I look at him all the time.
But
even when he was like, "Fury, this ain't gonna happen for Fury. Wilder ain't gonna get this. This ain't gonna. AJ gonna get this. You know." And we follow that shit, but he don't mean that shit. He's just being the character.
But words still mean what they mean, man. And Bud and his team could interpret this not.
I mean, in the same interview, Ness, he's talking about how somebody said something bad and he stopped giving him interviews. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that exactly what you're saying. We have evidence right here in the article. Yeah. Like, what Bob says is obviously going to get to him to a certain degree, at least.
Those are people who work with each other years after years. They will see each other. They might have a disagreement here and there. When they sit in a boardroom or in the office or whatever, it's going to be a cordial conversation. On Twitter, they're going to just give you some different things. Like, hey, you have to remember that Bob Arum was next to Bud right after the fight. We didn't hear who the fuck needs him there, right?
True.
And then it's after. I mean, they felt a little bit awkward, I must admit. I just want to ask you guys, how did you feel Like
I
the
felt
energy
tension.
between those two.
It seemed
I
like
felt
tension.
But they cordial and all this, and they just both talked about the same thing. They said, hey, when we get online after the fight, we're gonna push for the Pacquiao fight, and that's gonna be the line. And Bud told the line, Arum told the line, and they're just like, that was good. And then a few hours later, or a few interviews later on Twitter and all that, you get all kind of like different messages. They're feeding you stuff, man. Like you just need to see it.
Bob feeding you.
Yeah.
Bob feeding you the way he
Bob,
fed
yeah.
the way he fed and puppeteered Crawford into saying what he wanted him to say, but then on the interview he vented about how he really feels. I need him to act like Teofimo. I need him to do backflips. I need him to be outspoken. And listen,
You think he never told him that? He didn't tell him.
We can't
He didn't
act.
say he needed him to keep knocking people out. He didn't say that.
I mean, listen, but that's the funny thing, right? Because that gets thrown around here. That's a phrase that's in boxing, like, knockout sell. So why it ain't selling?
So is that the reason why? Bob didn't put Terence on pay-per-view and Alice put Earl on pay-per-view twice?
No, not twice. Back to back.
I just want somebody to answer that for me.
Earl is the first dude of his kind. Not even Floyd, bro. Earl is the first of his kind. He's the first of his kind to do a pay-per-view and continue. Let's see if Mayweather puts Gervonta right back on pay-per-view with no in-between fight like he himself took. I don't even think Oscar did that. Yo, Earl is a big fish for real. That's why I laugh at people, man.
You have to laugh.
Show me history. Show me history of a dude doing 3 straight back-to-back pay-per-views, man. We gotta show me history anyway. Of another dude in his generation fighting a pound-for-pound fighter. Someone on the list, man. Obviously Canelo fought Gennady, but that don't. We all know he's one of the greatest.
Well, if you're ready, we can move on. I posed that question.
I got a super chat from
got you.
Pound
Go
for
ahead.
Pound supporter Andre Dakota, who says Bud needs to hire a PR rep, but he probably don't want to pay no one else after everyone get paid out of that $4 million purse. # invest in yourself. Actually, he does have a publicist. Her name is Julie Goldsticker. The problem is, that recommendation came from Andre Ward. You already see how good she did for Ward. Again, Shakur schedules his own interviews, and that's why he is out there. But she was Andre Berto's publicist. See how good that worked out for him. Now, again, there's an argument for her, right? Like someone will sit him down and be like, listen, Ward did 2 pay-per-views. Ward had a huge contract with Rock Nation. Ward is a first ballot Hall of Famer. And then they'll say the same thing for like Berto. Like, Berto was making $1 million, on HBO 20 years ago. And Berto got the Mayweather. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Berto got the Mayweather fight. Like, some will say that she does her thing, So it's up to you.
Super chat from R. Jonesy real quick says possibly Crawford and Canelo. Heyman finna lap him. Like he gonna get him up. Like he's signing them all.
Hey, listen, man. Public service announcement. Right at this particular point, it's time for Francis's public service announcement. We got over 680 plus watching and listening to us right now all around the world. We ask you to do us a favor. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. The thumbs up button is only at 117, and we'd like to get at least 250 thumbs up. And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button. Today, we reached a goal of 117,000. So congratulations to you and to everybody who's put in the work to get the podcast 217,000. Shout out to everybody out there, and thank you very much. Let's move on.
Yo, let me double check this, man. Show Kid is hot today, man. Remember this first one? He said, "You supposed to beat the game on easy. Fight a top 5 welterweight before we crown you." Now he's back with another one saying, Pacquiao beat everybody Floyd beat worse, but went out there and got that ass whooped by Floyd. Shaking my head.
Right. And then the $2 super chat.
Because that's to the CYP whole Mikey Garcia thing. And the whole barometer, you beat the guys he beat better, is showing that you better. And he's saying, well, Pacquiao was doing that, and then Floyd still whooped his butt. We got another one from Daniel Vega who says Canelo did 3 straight pay-per-views. Floyd, Angulo, Lara. Nah, dog, that ain't his first though. right? What was Canelo's first, Mario? You the Mexican.
His first pay-per-view?
Yeah, he had.
I don't remember.
He didn't go
Was
straight.
it?
He didn't go straight. Supermax, where you at? We need you. We need
No, I
you.
knew it wasn't
he went
Floyd,
straight
but I
to
just don't
Floyd,
remember.
His first pay-per-view was Floyd?
He was on a pay-per-view undercard with Mosley. I remember that.
Yeah, he
No,
he was on a pay-per-view undercard with Mosley.
No. The debate is
headlining. I know.
Who's done a pay-per-view like Gervonta just did one. Who's done what Gervonta did? Then two more directly after that. Like it has to be consecutive. It has to be 1, 2, 3. Like you know, I'm pulling up his box rate. I don't know.
Canelo? No, I'm sure that his first pay-per-view is Floyd, and then the next one was not a.
I think his first headline was Floyd.
Yeah, okay. So Angulo, I don't know if that was pay-per-view. Now Laura was. What was his super chat?
I want to say Angulo was. Let me check.
And
I know it was Showtime, but was it Showtime
Floyd
pay-per-view?
Angulo Laura. Floyd Angulo Laura. Let me see if that even matches up. Floyd Angulo
No,
Laura.
I think
that does match up on BoxRec, but that I don't believe that Angulo was a pay-per-view. He's tripping.
No, he
with
wasn't.
that.
He wasn't.
He's tripping
He
with
wasn't a
that.
pay-per-view.
Yeah, man.
He was on Showtime.
What Earl is doing, not many have done it. I'm sure someone else has done it, but not many.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not many.
You know what?
Ask
I
Supermax,
don't
yo.
know.
We talked about this. Ask Supermax. He knows, and that's his favorite fighter. We got another super chat from Rod and A70 who says, Terence Crawford now favored over Earl Spence. I'm still betting Earl Spence. Money with the tongue out emoji face. Alrighty then.
I could see that, but I could also. That's a fight where I give Bud a chance.
Which one?
To find a chance again. Bud versus Spence. Like
Okay.
I can see Spence taking that or Bud taking that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's the big one. That's the one everybody wants to see, man.
Yeah.
See, they saying HBO. Someone saying Angulo was 350. Let me see. Did you Google it, Mario?
No, I'm googling it right now because I thought I could find it another way. But
That's even better, yo. I hope I'm wrong. So that means that Earl is right up there with my favorite fighter out here doing 3 straight pay-per-views back to back. But his difference is he didn't lose the first one like Canelo. Canelo lost to Mayweather and continue. If that's true, I don't know. All you got to do is Google Canelo.
yeah, they did. They did. It was a pay-per-view. It did 350,000 buys,
Damn,
according
look
to
at that.
Showtime and Golden Boy.
Look at that big fish, man, doing pay-per-views 3 times in a row. That's what Earl doing, though, man. Earl did Mikey, then he did Porter, now he doing Danny, man. That's big fish status right there. Listen, that's Canelo footsteps, man. You know he destined for greatness, then. That's crazy.
And what
Not even
weight
Floyd
is
did that, though. Not even Floyd. Floyd took Sean Bay Mitchell, I think, after Gotti, right? Who Floyd fought after Gotti? Gotti was his first pay-per-view.
Spence and Danny fighting what weight class?
Floyd fought Gotti, yeah, and then he took Mitchell. Mitchell wasn't on pay-per-view.
Mic check 1 2.
What? What you said?
What weight class is Spence and Danny fighting?
What you mean, bro? You real casual, man. Welterweight.
47?
He the welterweight unified champion
That's
of
what
the
I'm
world.
Yo, somebody asked me that right now on Twitter, man. I'm sorry. They like, yo,
bro, who you following, man? What the hell?
Yo, I heard you, but I thought you were joking when you were doing it.
What weight class is DSG fighting?
Yo,
that's why I didn't answer. I thought you were joking.
They trying to catch you out
he
there.
asking me if it's 150 question mark. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Yo, how you gonna say I don't know? They probably screenshotted that shit. Like, look, he a real casual. How he don't know?
I say I'm gonna find out because he threw me up with the 150.
The Brotherhood with a pay-per-view said. I mean, with a pay-per-view. The Brotherhood with a super chat says, Bud shit the bed twice on pay-per-view. Bob is right. And he's talking about when Bud did a pay-per-view with Victor Postal and allegedly got 50,000 and 150,000 with allegedly with Khan.
I thought it was 90 with Postal. Damn, and then Khan, that ruined Khan's career then.
Yo, don't say
Khan's supposed to be the guy, right?
Don't say that right now with these two guys. They love Khan, man.
Yo, Khan's supposed to be that guy, man. Like, you get Khan, you getting paid, you getting famous.
That's how it's supposed to be. You get Khan and you get put on the map, man.
Yeah.
I
but
wonder
guess
if that
was-
Khan Danny could still sell.
Yeah.
Could that
Probably.
sell?
Hell
Yo,
yeah, it still
you know
sells.
what? Here's another thing though. Khan wasn't that dude either, and he was famous. I mean, like he didn't have like his promotion was what? He just had a nation behind him. He had the UK.
It's a little
he had
different. He had two different demographics. Like he had the UK and he had like what is it?
Pakistan.
India, Pakistan. Yo,
Pakistan.
and
Yeah, he
went,
had the-
then
he had
he
the
went
Dubai,
to listen. Then
the
he got a
Saudi.
silver, right? He got a
Dubai's
silver
out there,
or
yeah.
gold in the Olympics.
the sheiks. He got the sheiks.
And then he hooked up with Freddie when Freddie was red hot with Pacquiao.
Right, but
Word.
he didn't have that personality though.
Nah, hell yeah. What the hell?
He was bad boy personality?
Bruh, Khan got tabloid stories for cheating, man. What you mean? Khan got fast cars. Khan wears Gucci and Prada. What you talking about, man? Khan is that dude.
Oh, that makes you famous.
Outside the ring, Khan got hella swag. It's inside that he's
But
stiff
I
as
know
hell.
that part, but
And he
I'm
got
saying
even more
Bud need to
swag,
stop
I know.
fishing at the pond and shit then. That's
Huh?
what you saying?
What?
Because I'm saying what I'm saying by saying
Bro,
that
do you
is
know that he was in a tabloid rumor with AJ
wife, girl.
Yeah, man, like Khan.
So that
big deal.
promoted him? I don't get it. That
I'm just
promoted
saying
his-
he big deal,
Super
man.
chat.
He big deal.
So
Super chat.
my man Bud beat up the guy that fucked his car up.
Yeah, but that's like you.
I don't know,
promoting-
man. Y'all picking what promotes and what doesn't, man. That shit making no sense right now to me.
Well, I
Listen,
mean, definitely getting an aggravated assault ain't good promotion. So you picking the wrong shit to highlight a Bud.
I'm just saying, Bud also goes fishing though, and
But you
and
just
does-
chose to say the opposite of fishing. But let me get to the super chat from Real Nazi Chick in the UK who says, "Come on, Mitty. We're 1.5 hours into the show and no mention of the female headline bouts. Do I have to find another podcast to support? Mitty, man, who fought today? What's she talking about?
I'm sure she didn't say that.
Oh, Katie Taylor retains her belt in a showcase over Miriam Gutierrez. I didn't even see that. I'm sure Mario and Mitty did. Come on, guys, give her what she
Yeah,
needs.
no, I saw it.
I saw the
I
Taylor,
saw
but
it.
I
I
didn't
saw
get to
the
the rest
whole
of the card
card.
yet.
There's a whole card to talk about there, but like, I mean, like, Katie looked good, but she was in there with a mandatory challenger, like, you know. And,
That was a mandatory.
Yeah, like, and
like a mandatory.
I mean, like, the girl didn't have the tool to cause Katie any problem, but Katie just like went through the whole repertoire of punches. She put her down. She just didn't get the finish, man. But no, she looked impressive. But again, like, you know, it's just the girl that was in front of her couldn't just really give her like any kind of trouble. But the better fight though was like Terry Harper against like Thunders. Like, so
She's an animal. Terry Harper is an animal, man.
Yeah.
Breaking her
wait,
hand
wait,
in the
wait,
fourth,
wait, wait.
breaking her
I
hand
didn't
in
get
the
to see
fourth
that one
round,
yet.
and gotten the stoppage in the ninth
she got
round.
the stoppage.
Come
Yeah,
on,
no.
man.
I saw it on my timeline already, but yeah, I'm
No.
gonna listen to that right after the show.
Out of the three, because hey, the main story anyway for the card, right, is that the card was like headlining by three female, like, you know, headlining by Katie Taylor, obviously, but you had like three female on the card, all three of them with world titles, and yeah, it was like overall it was a good success. It was also being shown on like free on Facebook, on YouTube as well. I think like by the time Katie Taylor was in the ring. It was over 100,000 views on YouTube, which is pretty good, pretty impressive. And I'm sure they had like racked up like a few thousands also on Sky, right? So watching it out there. So that was a good advert for women boxing, man. And yeah, so the performance, like in my opinion anyway, like the performance of the night amongst those three female was definitely Terry Harper. She was in the ring before, like during fight camp against Natasha Jonas. Controversial, draw out there. A lot of people thought that Jonas won. I did thought that Jonas won. But then she came back yesterday and she looked good. Like she sat on her punches, really delivered like, you know, power punches, and the opponent was also good. So that was like a pretty good fight there. She broke her hand like Francis said. She broke her hand like earlier in the fight. She still went through it and managed to find
in the fourth round,
finish.
Midi, in the
Bro,
fourth round, and she
the
got the
body
stoppage in
punch
the
that she
ninth
found.
round. Are you
The
serious?
body punch was like savage. Like, you know, that body punch, like left hook delivered to the liver, that was crazy. Thunders did well also to stay on her feet.
Hey, Midi, you know what fight that sets up, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, so I don't know if he sets up the Jonas fight. I think
No,
it's okay
Michaela
about-
Mayers. Michaela Mayers.
Yeah, so the Mayer fight.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. Like, you
With
know,
Terry Harper.
but for Katie Taylor, we even talking about like Katie versus Jonas, right? So that would be good. Then the last fight was Rachel Ball against like Guanini, like a girl that just like Argentinian, best in Spain. She actually missed weights twice.
Let me cut you off, please, just to go to the super chat because it's about
Go.
It's about the fight you just talked about. To keep it in context, for real, Najitic, who says exactly, Francis. I mean, thanks, Francis. Terry Harper got the stoppage 5 rounds after she broke her hand. I want to see Harper versus Michaela Mayer.
Yes, I want to see that too for sure, man. That'd be firefight.
I thought y'all was saying. I thought y'all
So
was gonna say Clarissa Shields.
does Harper have a belt?
Yeah, she does. It's a unification bout.
That was
Because Michaela just picked up the WBO title.
No, I know Michaela just won a title.
Nah, I think Harper got 2 titles, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
She picked up, that was a WBA, I think. Like,
Yo, I got something that just went on my timeline, as we like to say, on my Twitter timeline. BoxingScene.com.
As
just
you like
broke.
to say, that's your tagline.
Yeah, that's my tagline along with I saw the fight too. But you know, Crawford just said Brook and Amir Khan were like the same level, and then said who's better than them, Mean Machine, Calavasquez was better. Also Benavidez was better. So so he's rating Kell Brook not being that great last night.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but let's
Kell
finish
Brook.
the female card first, and then let's get back to that if you don't mind. It's
I thought that was over with. But go ahead.
There was just one more in there, like for the female fight anyway. Rachel Boyle against like Guanini, and Rachel Boyle did her thing, right? So actually, she showed me like a few things, like few differences from the way she fought against like Shannon Courtney. She used her reach quite well, but the other girl was like decent, like moving around the ring quite well, being evasive, elusive, but she never came to win the fight. So that was the problem. She was just moving around, making Rachel miss at time, but then finding herself trapped on the ropes, and then Rachel just like took advantage of that. And she did her thing, like so that was a good win for her. I'm happy that she picked up like a belt, and hopefully she can get like a rematch at some point with Shannon Courtney, and see if she can just do that twice, or if Shannon can get revenge on that. But on the undercard, you also had like Jack Cullen versus Doherty. And Jack Cullen like seemed like the underdog there. He was like in there with a puncher, and he actually is the one that just imposed his will and his strength on Doherty. Although Doherty had him down very early, they started the fight very, very crazy, like mad, like throwing bombs, and but then from the second round onwards, Cullen just like found his feet, and his experience told actually, and he just like kind of broke down Doherty. So that was an interesting card, a very good card there. And the other card that we had was earlier in the week on the Friday with Frank Warren, and the headliner between Heffron and Bentley, which is a rematch, and that was okay. That was a very good performance from Bentley.
Shout out to Bentley, man. Man, you got the bet on him, right, Francis?
Hell yeah, that's my guy. Listen, I thought he won the first fight. So in the second fight, I'm like, yo, he's stopping him because he knocked him down in the second round with a straight left. And I was like, yo, Bentley, if he really sits on his punches and instead of boxing, plants and fights, he gonna stop Mark. And what do? Stop Mark, swelled him up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like so. I mean, like Bentley did his thing, and it was very similar to the Franco thing in terms of like the dynamic of the fight. Like Bentley found a wicked punch, and just swole up his eye very quickly.
Well, that's not what happened with Franco. I don't know if you guys seen it.
Here we go.
Listen. Yo, Neno Rodriguez, the fighter, sent me personally the video that Franco posted, and Franco's like, look, this is the real headbutt that ESPN refused to show y'all because they wanted to steal his belt. I told y'all, listen, and he got it on his story. I have it as a message
on IG.
All right, so we can go, just go and check this out.
Man.
But anyway,
and then he rewinds it back and forth so you can see it, man.
The injury is the similarity, and then Heffron just couldn't continue after that, and then. But a good thing that Bentley realized that and just kept going for it. Targeted that pinpoint right hand, couldn't miss with it, and that was it. I think corner decided to stop it. I want to say the fourth, if I remember correctly, or fourth or the fifth round. So pretty good, man. So that was it for the UK cards. Shout out to my UK people in the chat, and I've watched those fights, and shout out to the US guys that have watched those fights as well and are interested. So yeah. UK segment over. If you don't like it, sorry.
Yo, listen, man. Y'all gotta go check out my man.
Let me show it. Look, y'all.
Too sharp, man.
Look at him.
Denzel Bentley. You gotta go check him out. It's fire.
Look at him, y'all. Look at him.
Look at him, yo.
Look at him. That's Team Nano. Look. They showing you the actual headbutt. Let's go.
Are you putting it on YouTube.com?
It's on the screen shit. They getting all my DMs too. I don't care. I don't give a cur. But what up? See, man. Listen, I told y'all, Franco's a golden boy fighter. Why you think it took 30 minutes? Because they had to find a way not to show you the footage, man. Had to find a way not to show you the footage, man.
Show the first. Oh, that's a headbutt. Oh, but.
I play it like 3 times because it's he shows you getting hit and he rewinds you to show you again getting hit, but then it cuts out. So I should have recorded it and looped it.
ESPN kept saying oh, this is a shoulder. Maybe that's the shoulder they're talking about. But anyway, I think they made a big deal out of that where they shouldn't have, and this wasn't really their place to do that. That's really what.
Is that they needed the belt to stay with them. You got to understand the belt.
Yeah, but you can't just do that like that blatantly like that on TV, right? So that was my issue with it. I really didn't know. I couldn't decide whether it was like a headbutt or not. And when that's the case, I spoke even with Steve earlier, and he says they do the same thing in in American football when you cannot determine using the replay whether the decision.
You have to have substantial evidence.
Then you go with the call that was made on the pitch, and that's what you do. You go with the call that was made by the referee, and them trying to undermine the referee was pretty strange. But I don't know, man. And my issue also is that they wouldn't do that for any other fighters, right? If Moloney wasn't with them, and let's say if it happened to the guy that fought Gray, for example, they would have been swept under the carpet and say, hey, no problem, good. They would not have made such a big deal out of it. So, but that's just my point of view. That was strange.
Nah, it's beyond strange, bro. They ever since Top Rank and ESPN got the merger, the Top Rank team has gone above and beyond, and the ESPN they're a team, they're a family now. So they're gonna do whatever they need to do. What's the name of
the guy? It was on the telecast. Is it Kriegel or?
Yeah, Mark Kriegel. Yeah.
Hey, bro, he was going hard at it. He was going really, really hard, making some definitive statements and all that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, okay. It was strange to me too because I was going with the highlights.
We gotta watch this, y'all. Davis done made a highlight reel. Damn, I wonder if we're gonna get flagged. Oh man. I still want to play it, man.
For showing what, the IG clip? No.
Yeah, it's an IG clip, but it's of the fight. Hold on, because I gotta put it's of the fight, but he voices it over. He's a comedian.
Go grab that FLPM. It's past your bedtime.
Ref, check his gloves.
They ain't showing no love. Oh, that's melatonin. Oh, this.
No, I can't. They showing too much of the fight. Let me see.
Sticky situation. Big fella can't be stopped. He hit me with cinder blocks. Rap. Big fella stand still.
Oh, nah, man. I'm going to have to watch it on my own, guys. I don't want to get in trouble.
Big fella.
He said, ref, get him. Yo. Hey, yo, he made it. Yo, Ha Davis, listen.
I was one of those.
Ha Davis got 7 million followers, man. So if you made, he created a post about you. That's important. Look, 4 hours ago, it's already almost at 1 million. It's got 733. Ooh. So, that's the type of exposure you want, man.
Yeah, look, now, about the headbutt, I did not see a headbutt, right?
In the Franco fight?
Right. Yeah, until now. Like, they were actually pulling up what they wanted to pull up now. Because they never showed that clash that you just showed.
Yeah, I couldn't see it either.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, why are they making a big deal? There ain't no damn headbutt. You know what I'm saying?
Not because, again, he ain't the house fighter. We want you to lose. We want your
did
title.
That quick, huh?
We want your title. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need
the truck,
that.
Right now,
that was it. That was it. It was a rematch clause.
They said the truck outside, right? They said the truck
they clipped
and they kept saying
quick.
Yo,
they showed the whole fight, though. They showed the whole fight again. Like, after the fight was over, I mean, during that, what felt like an hour break, they showed the whole thing again.
Yeah, but Mario.
You know what I mean? It was still tough to see. I'll be honest.
That's the point. That's the point. Like, they kept saying, all right, the truck wants us to play the whole fight. The truck wants us to play from the minute and 22 mark. The truck. Yeah. And it's like, nobody is going to be looking for it for you. You're supposed to show it to us. They spent 30 minutes of airtime, trying to let
I'm on your side with
trying
this.
to let us find it. All I'm trying to do is paint the narrative, right? They trying to let us find it so that we can side with Moloney. But in actuality, it's there, and we would see the fucking clash of heads, and we would be like, all right, man, let it go to the cards. He keeps his belt, and they're going to have to renegotiate. But whatever.
Yeah, it was tough, man. That was tough. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I don't think that anyone – I mean, it's very few times have we seen, eyes swell up like that, without something that's – like, usually there's a telltale sign within a replay. Like, you could see the headbutt that did it, the punch that did it. That's what made him bleed. That's what gave him the cut. That's what caused the hematoma, whatever. So it's just like really difficult in that situation to see what happened. I thought it was a headbutt right away. I was like, that had to be a headbutt. No way my man swelled up like that.
Nah, I mean, the way they found that jab.
You can swell up like that out of a punch. Like,
oh, no, I'm sure you can. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, in that moment while I'm watching, I'm like, no, he didn't hit him with anything that caused that. Like, I was certain. You know what I mean? And then as the replay started coming, just like Ness said, showing us certain things, it was like, the only thing I could have thought was when they were in a clinch. And I didn't see it, but the only thing is his back was to the camera. Maybe a thumb to the eye, maybe incidentally, of course. Maybe, but you couldn't tell. You know what I mean? You couldn't see what when they were working inside, the back was to the camera. It was tough to see.
Yeah, man. Look, it is what it is. I feel like the right decision was done. It was a lot of headbutts and a lot of head rubbing going on, and I would hate to see Franco lose his title that way. If Moloney thinks he beat him, they can do it again. He was outboxing him. I can't take that away. But the way that ESPN tried to paint the narrative that specific jab is what caused the swelling, and Bradley and Ward, or rather Bradley and Joe Tessitore, like, look, you can see immediate swelling. Yeah. That's to sway you. It
was. But listen, Robert Garcia is a G, man. Go back to the corner where he's sitting. Franco is sitting down, and listen to Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia told him, like, you can't see out of that eye. He just told him, you're not seeing out of that eye. Yeah. Basically telling him, like, shut up. That's what you need to tell the doctor. We're stopping that fight, right? So he knows his role in there.
It's funny you even say that, man. Oh my God, it's funny you even say that. Today in the morning, I told guys, I said, yo, Robert is an experienced trainer. I didn't hear that, Mitty. But I told people to just go see Mikey versus Salido. They did this before.
Franco didn't tell him, like, obviously Franco knew he has a swelling and all that. But when he sat down, they looked at it a little bit, and then a referee came over, and then Robert makes sure he's heard by everyone and says, You can't see out of that eye. He can't see out of that eye. Done. And then, that's the signal. As a fighter, you need to understand what he's telling you, right? He's telling you.
He was visibly upset that they were taking that long to make the decision because they're saying, listen, the rules are if you go to the car and the referee makes a judgment, why is it taking half an hour? Like, you guys are trying to rob us because he knows the rules. That's pretty clever.
But you guys are talking on two different moments. Mitty's talking about a corner moment. You talking about the interview.
It kind of correlates into the same thing.
But when you have to make that decision, usually the fighter will tell you and the doctor will come in there. But he made sure that he conveyed to Franco what he wanted Franco to say. And he's the one who said, you can't see out of that eye. How you know, bro?
And in order for him to be so upset and adamant in the interview, he had to know what he told his fighter and the steps that needs to be taken in order for this fight to be called the way it was called.
Listen,
so he was protesting. Yeah, he knew every step by step.
He's an experienced professional, and that's what I said in the morning show. Like, that's what a real team is. Like, if I got a fighter and Mitty got his eyes swollen and we could get out, we getting out. I don't care how good Mitty is. He is, his probability of winning has now decreased. It's decreased. Sure. So is what I told people. Go look at the Mikey versus Salido. They did that. You know what I'm saying? So Steve, I don't know what he means about Leatherwood taking a dive.
No, there was a fight. That was a good fight.
Because Leatherwood didn't take a dive, in my opinion,
I didn't think so either.
Leatherwood.
At some point it did.
Well, listen, Leatherwood is trained by Willie. That's Willie's fighter. If you go on social media, Willie is mad. He felt that they won and all this stuff, So,
but he didn't have to go down from one of the shots. I think that's what he's saying. Like, so it was maybe exhaustion. Like, he didn't take a dive, saying like from the fight.
Got it.
But there was a shot in, I think, the last round or the penultimate round.
I'm glad that we could choose different words because it's like you see.
Yeah. No, not a dive as in like, hey, you dive and you're throwing the fight. I think he was exhausted. He was tired, and then he just like got hit with a shot where there was like a delayed reaction, but not like usually a delayed reaction you get from a body shot. It was just like falling over because his leg maybe were not so strong, and that wasn't supposed to be a knockdown. He should have stayed on his feet, but he threw himself on the floor. That's what it is. Like, so that's what he meant by that.
I can rock with that.
Yeah.
Yo, and real quick though, I do want to say in the Franco case, real quick, last thing, man, for Golden Boy not to send anyone there again. Like, Robert Garcia and De La Hoya went at it on Twitter because De La Hoya ended up saying that he didn't see a headbutt. And Robert Garcia went after Golden Boy for not, sending anyone. And I don't know. That's just wrong.
Let me go back to the Leatherwood.
Is that what he said?
Oscar said that he never saw a headbutt. Yeah, he watched it on television.
He watched it on television. Like,
said he didn't see it. He said, to be fair, I do not see a headbutt. Exactly what Cash said.
But we did not see it either, Mitty. You said it.
Yeah.
But he didn't see it because he wasn't in the fucking building.
But I'm not his promoter. I don't give a damn what you show me on TV. If you call me after that and I'm your promoter, I saw the headbutt. It was 2 headbutts even, not just one.
I think that man threw a rock at him in between corners.
Hey, you crazy, bro.
Yo, so I want to go back to the Leatherwood because the trainer took to social media, and this is what I said about TVB, man. Maybe we're not everyone's flavor, but we do the hard work, man, so that you don't have to and you get it all in one place. But the trainer Leatherwood had this to say. He said, back to the drawing board for now, but I'm 100% sure that this one was our win. But when you're dealing with bias-ass coon tunes, you can't win shit. Guest commentators gotta make someone look good, even if it's against your own. I'm fine with the decision, but after reviewing this fight on my own, seeing that Lightning Leatherwood make this guy miss and frustration kicked in on the opponent, he mainly was pushing him down, but Timothy Bradley would say different. Anywho, some credit was given from Andre Ward, who understands what's good and not. Every boxer ain't in there to take punishment like some biased ass folk, but it's tea drinking time, at least for me. Peace. So yeah,
Yo.
man. I don't know that they thought they took a dive on that side, man. They thought
No,
they
no,
won.
no, the dive. That's not what they're saying by the dive. And I think he explained it in there. He's talking about pushing. That's true. There was a lot of pushing done like by Howard, and at one point in the last round, I believe that Leatherwood saw an opportunity to just show the ref that he was getting pushed or whatever, or his legs were weak or something like that. And he threw himself to the floor. That was counted as a knockdown, and that's what people were saying. Why did you dive to the floor? That's what it meant. But I thought like Leatherwood started the fight well. He was clearly ahead after 3 or 4 rounds, and then from there he allowed Howard to come back in with some ugly pressure, and maybe that's what just like made it closer than it should have been, right? So, yeah. But yeah, no, like Steve's not saying that he dived and he just threw the fight. He's just saying that, there was a shot that didn't warrant going down to the floor.
So we going to this Fury news, guys? Or are we done?
Let's go.
Callers, what we doing here?
Unless anybody else got anything to say from the rest of the cards,
Well, you could also say really quick, if you need some electrical charge, call El Camino for electrical.
we gonna play his commercial,
Francis, the praying mantis.
What's poppin'?
Yo, check that last message, dog. So you said what we doing now? We going to let's just go to callers, man.
Go to callers.
I don't know why y'all want to
say that for the morning.
I don't know why y'all want to talk about all this other stuff when y'all know everybody want to talk about Bud, man.
I just tried to find the notes and the four like usual, but you're right. You're right though.
I know y'all like hardcores, man. Y'all like real hardcores.
Just before we do that, because I know that probably won't make like tomorrow's morning show or anything. Shout out to Dev Allen. He announced his retirement earlier today. So I know, like, hey, that's a heavyweight that you probably know mostly for
why you think
losing
he retired,
in big
though?
fights. Huh?
Why you think he retired,
he said in his message, he said like, hey, the truth is he spoke to his family, he spoke with his sister, and the reality, like, he don't want to get hit no more. So when a fighter tells you like, I don't want to get hit no more, you'd rather him retire than just like going into a fight just to please people and then quits. And then people will say, oh, you're a quitter and all that. He's just quitting outside the ring. He's just telling you that's not for him no more. He made his money and he wants to enjoy being fat, like he said. Like, he wants to enjoy life. He has properties and all that. He's cool, man. So, Dave Allen. Dave Allen is a UK heavyweight. Okay. He's been in the ring with like Louis Ortiz.
Dave Allen is epic, man. Dave Allen is one of the
dudes. He's a character, bro.
He crossed over to me, and he will always, forever have a place in my heart for this reason only.
No, I wouldn't. If I was Anthony Joshua, I'd go to an island and I'd move there and I'd never box again.
That was directly after Ruiz beat him. And I couldn't believe he said that because, like, he ain't even never been on Joshua's level, but he just said
listen,
so it was just funny to say.
If you read his message on IG, the way he retired, you'll understand where the man comes from. He says, like, he's a little kid that comes from nothing. He's never even, like,
read it, Mitty. Come on,
he never left his own town. I'm just giving you, like,
Nah, you got to read it. I'm screen sharing it. Go ahead. You got the UK voice, man.
Man, it's too long, but it basically tells you that he never left like his hometown as a kid, but boxing gave him stuff that, he never even dreamt of. He'd been to New York, he's been all over the world and all that. So, you just want to retire, like, healthy.
He had a good career, man. He had a decent career, man. He was a pay-per-view draw. He sold tickets and he got in some big name fights. He could tell his kids, children. His children's children. Listen, I shared the ring with Luis Ortiz, with Dillian White. I know. He shared the ring with who? David Price too. Lucas Brown.
David Price, Tony Yoka.
Listen. At the end of the day,
Ben
man,
Roy Thomas.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 fights with him. At the end of the day, that's what Border Wars gives you is a better understanding, man. No, he's not Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury and AJ, and he's not on that level. But he brings a certain level of entertainment and excitement. His greatest win is going to be Lucas Brown. I think he stopped Lucas Brown's with a body shot, right?
Yeah, that was a highlight, man. He was headlining on that fight.
Like, we gotta be real. I know when we talking and we trying to big up our favorite fighter, we could shit on a guy like Allen. But if I was Dave Allen and I can tell my children's children that I stopped Lucas Brown on a pay-per-view card, like that's
as a headliner,
that's the top level, especially in the UK. He made it to the top, man. Like he made it to the top. So, it's an accomplishment.
That's what the heavyweight division is like, right? The heavyweight division, if you talented enough to give those fighters a good fight, maybe not good enough to beat them, you'll always be in a conversation to have like a lucrative fight out there.
Yeah, but he made the most though, too.
He made the most of his career.
Too.
Yeah, but you got to think about it. He's different. Before anybody calls in here trying to play him like, oh, you guys are overhyping Dave Allen. He's different. Like, he's not a normal journeyman. Like, my man was a consistent pay-per-view star. No, but forget trying to win. He was a consistent pay-per-view attraction. Like, they put him on pay-per-views to help sell pay-per-views consistently.
It's the character also, it's the person, like the way just like you can't help to like the dude, man. Like the stuff that you played is funny. He does a lot of like very funny stuff. You've got his IG there, so I don't need to read that because I want people to go on his IG, go and check him out. You'll see the dude is funny, man. He's a character, and then shout out to him. Like thanks to Dave Allen, and happy retirement, champ.
Yeah, man. Look, when we talking boxing and we debating, certain things could be said, but I respect everybody that gets in that ring. Allen especially. I think Luis Ortiz might have stopped him late, right? Or did he last? He definitely went the distance.
No, he went the distance with Ortiz. He went the distance with Ortiz.
And with White, right? Or did White knock him out?
No, David Price knocked him out.
No, White. Dillian White didn't. I think Dillian White fought him too, champ. No.
Sure. I can't remember top of my head, but like I don't think it was.
Yeah, I thought Dillian White fought him I thought Dillian White fought him in a.
Let me check. I can't remember the fight. Like
I'm looking it up. Let me see if I can get to it in time. Let's see. Dillian White, Dave Allen.
I remember
man. Damn,
I remember the Tony Yoka fight.
Fought David Allen. Okay, so that's good. That's good news. He went the full decision with Dillian. And let's see if he did the whole decision with Lewis, or is Mitty trying to accidentally remember it?
Or the last round or something. I'm pretty sure he went the distance.
Is Mitty trying to remember it that way to make Lewis look bad, guys? Oh, man.
That's when we said like Ortiz shit the bed, but maybe he stopped him late, but like on the last round or something like that.
Lewis? Where are you, Lewis? Lewis. Oh, there he goes, Luis Ortiz. Nah, Luis KO'd him in 8 and 7 in an 8-rounder. Okay. Dillian White went 10, so he's old. He speaks no English. Consistently doing better.
My bad. Hey, come on, man. Just like let that slide, man. He's retiring. He went the distance with Ortiz. Let's repeat that.
Oh no. That wasn't a knock on Allen. It was a knock on Dillian. Dillian took him the decision. Lewis got the knockout. Remember, Dillian and Lewis got that little fandom grudge. Like their fans fight over that fight for them. But anyway, are we done? Can we get to these callers? We got a lot of them. They want to talk the pound for pound king, man. They tired of talking all these other guys, man.
Else.
Look,
You're right.
They like, why they talking about everybody but Bud Crawford, man? My bad, y'all. We trying to be unbiased and give y'all all around boxing talk.
Yeah, my final thought though on Bud is that Bud just compared Amir Khan and Kell Brook. Like that's news to me. Him saying, they were the same, but Calabasas and Benavidez is way better than both of them.
What? You said that?
On BoxingScene.com. Look it up.
Crawford said
that Kell Brook and Amir Khan were like equal, the same. When they said rate Kell Brook. He said Kell Brook is just like Khan, but Benavidez and Mean Machine Calabasas, right? Right? That's his name, Calabasas?
Yeah.
Close enough, man.
Calabasas. Yeah, it's close enough. Yeah.
Calabasas is better than both of them.
What? Who's better than both?
Okay.
Yo,
he said like Benavidez and Velasquez are better. Both better than
Kell Brook
and Khan.
That's what
Bud
said.
He said Khan too, and he didn't just say Brook.
That's a Crawford quote.
They asked him.
He probably misunderstood.
Yo, Yo,
It's on
that's
the
funny.
headline.
The question.
That's funny. That's funny because I believe him. I don't believe the Benavidez, but I do believe Benavidez might be able to tap Khan's chin throughout a 12-round fight. But you know, if his foot didn't heal yet, then you know Khan could stay on the outside. But yeah, Cav Velasquez is a problem. It looks like for anybody, man. I never went back and rewatched the Ray Robinson fight. You know, I felt he lost that fight. But man, not having that fight in your mind, Cav Velasquez, he on his Diego Chavez moment. Then he just beat up Zuski. I know Zuski, man. I know he's Canadian and all. Shout out to Francis. But I know Zuski, man. So, you know, I'm liking Cav Velasquez, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Cav Velasquez maybe like Clayton to keep it Canadian. Or Cav Velasquez Lipinets, you know, Cav Velasquez.
Supermax just text the article in the pre-pro move. Just for
I believe that I believe that he said that, but you know, there's also context, like I keep saying, right? So he found it easier. That's what he's telling you, and he's telling you that you know he had like an easier task there on that night. So again, like fights makes and the styles make fights, and also, like the timing of fighting those dudes, like a Cav Velasquez is probably better at this point than a Brook and Khan today, right? But you know,
right.
You have to.
I mean, yeah, today I would say
saying,
sure,
man.
but the best version of Khan and
Yeah,
you know,
no, I mean, like we're not even gonna argue that.
Don't
Otherwise,
even. You're right.
If you do some kind of comparison like that, you can just say, "Oh,
Exactly.
damn!" By comparison, he's just saying that Cav Velasquez and Benavidez are better than Sean Porter. Then, like you know,
Yo, I love having Mitty on.
But that's not the way to do things like that. You know, different fighters, different matchup, and different timings.
Yeah, hell yes, you're absolutely right, bro. But yeah, let's go to callers then, because we all know that they want to talk Crawford.
Yo,
Simple
I
as
love that he said that though, man. I do. That he said. I love that he said. Man,
Answering an honest question, right? He's just telling you like how he felt in the ring. Like he was telling you, you know what?
He rated his opponents.
I had like an easier task doing that.
You can tell, like, look, Benavidez went 12, and you know, Mean Machine was tough. He kept getting up. Where you know, Crawford and Khan, it was done at early both. One went 7, right? Khan went 7 or 8.
I don't even want to remember.
It was
that
something
fight.
like that.
I mean, he owes Khan a rematch, right, Mario? He punched him in the dick. He owes Khan a rematch.
He owes Khan a Danny owed him a rematch. You know,
no,
Lamont.
Danny don't.
I'm sure
Danny owed
Khan
rematch too.
Khan went the distance with Bud anyway.
Oh, the distance? 8 rounds is distance?
It was only scheduled for 8. You didn't know that?
Oh, all right. Let's go out to these callers, man. Real quick, we going out to...
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
If you haven't already done so, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just because we reached our goal today of 117,000 doesn't mean that it stops. The road is 118, so be prepared to hear 118 is the next goal. Let's go. We need 1,000 subscribers. Well, really, we need 900 and some change now. We're already working. With 900, let's just start with 999. Let's say that. Let's start from there. The clock starts. So tell a friend to tell a friend. We want to keep growing. We talking boxing. The number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People Online. Don't forget you can also add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. We're going out to the callers right now, so get your call in, man. Get it off your chest, man. What did you think about the pound for pound king? We're going out to E Black in Texas, home of the big fish. What up?
Yo, man, what's good with y'all?
What up?
Man, I don't want to hold y'all up too much. I just got 3 things to talk about. First of all, I just want to say, Oceanic Foster is fighting. He's going to be the dark horse of the super featherweight. he's coming up. He's fighting for the number 12 spot on Boxing Rec. So that means Colton Colbert, even the guy Luis Santa Cruz. All these guys are going to be put on notice on the new crop of fighters. So, but other than that, hey, Bud did his thing. I don't know who thought anything different that this fight would do it. I think Brook got hit and he had a flashback and he went into defensive mode, and his body language basically lost him the fight because of past injuries. And other than that, what's going on next, Bud just got to fight Pacquiao, and then they just got to get that money right. And other than that, it's a wrap for whoever want to fight him.
Well, we did report that he's going to be fighting on CBS Sports Network. I'm excited to see him fight. We've interviewed him before. He's got some good energy. I know he wants to fight Colbert. He's with Lou DiBella, man. We got to see what Lou can do. But he's got to make a statement so that he can get on television, man, and stay there where obviously he'll be on. Hopefully we get to watch it.
I'm telling you right now, his past issues is gone. If you look at his record or if you Google him and all that stuff, his past issues is way past gone. I'm talking about 5, 6, 10 years ago, okay? He is definitely somebody you need to be, watching for in terms of the way you say Shakur, Steveson, all these people. He is actually a really good fighter.
Well, he's got, 7 days to prove it, champ. We'll see. We'll see. Black, man, I never heard you call in talking about him either. Yeah.
Corey Franks and y'all,
Yeah. Border Wars. He gonna fight in Border Wars.
Border Wars.
He know Corey, matey.
Corey, I'm telling you, I'm not gonna spoil it for y'all, but I'm telling y'all, if y'all was really serious about this, Corey Franks,
Well, we'll see, man, because
he can't even talk. He's so excited.
He in with a real one.
I can't.
He in with a real one, man. He in with a real one. We gonna see,
Corey a real one. I'm telling you. This is if you ever have to have somebody back.
Man, that's your call, man. But you could always counterpunch or become a boomerang. Shout out to you. Yo. It must be hard, you feel me, to hear things like that and be going through a fight for Donnell. I hope he got a team, you know what I'm saying, out there. He ain't just working alone. Cause Frank is bringing a lot of energy, and not everybody is made for that energy. You know what I mean? Some people just want to I just want to train. Why we got to talk shit to each other? You know what I mean? So, yeah, for real.
Let's talk shit. I can't wait. I'm going to talk shit during my fight, man.
People do it differently, right? I think Donnell is more of a relaxed person, right? So he's okay,
Yeah. I talk shit when I hoop. I talk shit when I shoot dice, when I play poker.
Was in the chat. Corey was in the chat man, I hope he spawn pros, man, because I'm spawn super middleweights and lightweights, man. He said he coming for you, Mitty. I know why you dismissing him, because he said that. If he wouldn't have said that, you probably wouldn't be biased. But because he said he wants your scout.
Oh.
Hey, I'm not dismissing no one. I just keep hearing the same thing, so I'm cool, man. No problem.
I know. For you, it must be frustrating. You do hear that a lot. Everybody wants Mitty. Everybody wants to be pound for pound number one. Meanwhile,
okay. But then you hear very soon after, hey, I want him, but I want him in 5 fights. I want him in 2 years.
They waiting for you to
get
Mitty, they trying to do you like Bud Crawford, Mitty. They trying to do you like Bud, man. They trying to do you like Bud. They want you to get old, Mitty. What's up with that, man?
I'm already old. They don't know, man. They don't know. I'm already old.
Yo, Cash, Church.
I'm here.
El Loco wants your scalp, man.
Oh, yeah, damn. Jose called in,
baby.
Man. Jose called in, dropped it, man. He said he trying to give you the rematch so you can earn your stripes back.
Yo, he don't know how much better I am right now.
Bro, you crazy, man. You ain't seen the inside of a boxing gym for 3 years.
Probably like 9.
Dang.
Probably like 9 months, but
Word?
yeah, like 9 months.
What gym you was at?
I went to the gym in Jersey and East Hanover with you.
9 months ago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Back in March, maybe, right? Back in March. You right.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Jay in Phoenix, Arizona. What up?
Yo, what up, gang? What up, gang? Hey.
What up?
Yes, you the damn body language expert, right? I'm surprised you ain't looking at that post-fight interview with Bob and Bud Crawford, man. That shit is hella telling. Because Bob is looking at Crawford, each answer he gives, like a damn hawk. But as soon as the interviewer asks him, he say, yeah, you want to fight Pacquiao? You want to fight Spence. So how do we make that happen? He started looking off in space like, I ain't answering that. And then Bud looks at him like, motherfucker, yeah, you gonna answer? And then he's like, and then Bud looks off in the crowd like, this motherfucker here. So y'all need to check that shit out. That's hella telling. That tells you right there that it's been Bob's fault why we ain't been getting these fights. He wants all the fights in-house. He don't want to play across the street. He don't want to share his toys. That's what it is.
The only people that didn't know it was Bob's fault are Bud tenders, man. Like, everybody knew that. It's the same Manny Pacquiao thing. I'm not letting you fight my guy until I can maximize the cash. It's just new boxing fans didn't know that. So, because, they just started watching boxing with Bud, so they don't know that.
You know what else?
Meanwhile, he's talking about. Hold on, wait. Hold on, He said, I ain't trying to go bankrupt. Nah, look, see, over at PBC, they over there doing pay-per-views. They getting crowds. I mean, they eating in the drought. It's just like paid in full. Everybody eats, B. You know what I'm saying? Over there, everybody eats.
They got that
over
work,
there, they ain't eating.
They got the work. See,
exactly.
It's only a drought to some people. In the game, when they say it's a drought, it's to some people because all of a sudden the numbers go up. That means somebody got it.
Facts.
And that's all that's happening.
And PBC got that work.
Exactly.
PBC got that work.
Tell them.
That's my call.
They know, man. They get upset at the
Bob
truth.
Does
man.
a lot, Ness.
What do he do a lot?
Bob always crying about money publicly.
Always.
He's like that uncle that you be like, Unc, let's go over here. He be like, I don't got it, man.
Yo, but that's what I said, man. I'm just glad after I say shit, someone that they deem credible comes out and says it, because it's funny, man. Like, how you gonna believe it's PBC for? Meanwhile, Teofimo out here talking about I'm only getting 1.2 for fighting Lomachenko, and that shit is all over the news. I never seen a PBC fight in the news because they ain't like they check, man. I ain't never see that, man. Never. Right. Never, ever. But let's get to Steve in Chicago. What up, man? What up?
My town up in K-Town. Hey, Daddy, this is $1 beat.
I drink soda, I eat pizza, I hang out with chicks all day. These fighters still can't beat me. They fighting every day, they in the gym every day. Just give me 6 weeks, and I got it.
BoxingWiz.com.
Go. What up?
Forgot he on blog, so I'm over here lifting up Skype. What up?
You guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you good.
Hello? Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, well, I talked a lot about Crawford over the weekend. The only thing I'm going to say is let's not think that it's guaranteed we're going to get the fights we get if he goes over there, a la Gary Russell, okay? So we don't know the possibilities that what can happen if he goes there. So I just wouldn't get all up in arms and saying that that's like the holy grail.
So that's what you about to do. You about to say that Crawford would go to PBC and be on the level of Gary Russell.
No, well, what I'm saying is we don't know. We don't know. There's no guarantee unless he gets something in writing.
All right, wait.
Unless he gets writing, there's no guarantee.
Listen. The only two people that Al could have offered Gary were two Latinos that have to say yes. Okay? It's totally different in the welterweight division. Those fighters have proven that they'll fight each other. You can't, that's a poor analogy because Gary is in a situation that Al doesn't have a lot of inventory over there. You know, Gervonta isn't just an Al thing. He's got Floyd. They ain't just gonna make a Gary Russell fight, you know, to help Gary, essentially, because Gervonta's the star, obviously. So I don't know, man. I think that's an unfair comparison.
We'll see. We'll see. You know, I just don't think anything's guaranteed that he goes there. The interesting thing, here's the question, because you talked a lot over my call. What do we know about Pacquiao? What does he got a fight with Pete? Because they're going to give him to Spence before he goes with Crawford. Like, Spence has already said he wants that fight, and they're going to be more loyal to Spence than they are with Crawford. So do we know what Pacquiao, like, what his arrangement is with PBC? I don't know.
Yeah, here's the thing.
You know?
I don't
He's
know.
allegedly has one fight left.
But here's the thing. That Crawford fight was already close to happening anyway.
Yeah, but that doesn't
if Crawford would have accepted the terms, Pacquiao, it would have happened. So
not
I don't know
necessarily. We don't know if there was, because remember, he got one fight with PBC, so maybe it's not one fight in his last match.
No. Okay, and you're absolutely right. The only point I'm making is Steve said something that I believe to be true as well, that I thought Spence would get it before Crawford would ever get it. Now, just dissecting that part of it, I don't think that's totally true. I think there are a lot of other factors that go into who would get Pacquiao first, but I don't think that there's going to be any like direct favoritism, like, oh, it's got to be Spence no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Just from what I've read over the last, 4 days.
Yeah, hey, there's just a lot of unanswered questions, man. I just don't think like it's a touchdown with him going to PB. There's a lot of variables still out there, Ness. There's a lot of variables. That's all I'm saying.
Well said.
We'll see.
Well said. I think you're right.
Man, you tripping, man. Danny Ulgas went to PBC and got a Sean Porter fight and an undefeated Omar Figueroa fight. You kidding me if you think Terence Bud Crawford, who's been doing minimum 2-point-something million on ESPN, ain't gonna get a big fight with Al? Y'all tripping.
But it's not that it's not gonna be a big fight right away. It's that there's just so many factors. Like, we just don't know how it plays out fully.
Bruh, won't you help me understand what name remotely as popular as Crawford has gone with Al and is still waiting for a big fight?
You're absolutely right. 100%. That's why I prefaced that by saying
I think that Gary is a situation that we don't even know everything yet. Because when you think about it, even Islandri Laura got the big fight. Like, what is wrong with Gary? What is he doing that Al can't get him the big fight? And again, his big fight was only Abner and Leo, who had way bigger fish to fry. It's like high risk, low reward. I could fight.
And Loma.
Nah. He didn't get. That's a vacant title. That was a vacant title shot. That was, two dudes highly ranked had to fight. They had to fight. He didn't get him the Loma fight. You know what I mean? The biggest fight, and even Jojo Diaz was a mandatory. Like, his biggest fight was Johnny Gonzalez. Maybe, like Jesus Cuellar. I don't know who's Gary Russell's biggest fight. That, like, they can't get him a fight. Like, he always wanted Frampton. Frampton was never with Al, and then when he was with Al gave it to Leo. Like, again, because the fighter got to say yes. The fighter, what is he going to do? He going to say, no, I want to fight Gary Russell. Meanwhile, Leo Santa Cruz just did big numbers twice with Abner Mares. Like, it's just like, people want the impossible. But anyway, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Rant City over here. We're going to D in the South, man. South Carolina. D, what up?
Yo, see. All right, well, the whole thing right there, fucking, you watch the whole thing right there, Ness? Ness, you watch the whole fight?
I watched the whole fight.
the whole fight? Yeah. That shit, I watched that fucking fight about 3 or 4 fucking times now.
The Crawford Brook?
That shit did look fucking, yeah. And that shit did look kind of fucking phony, man.
Phony? Oh, you think Brook took a
It
dive?
looked fucking, it could. Yeah, that shit was fucking. I'm telling you, that shit looked like fucking Kovalev type shit, man.
Whoa! Don't
I
you
watched that
dare.
shit fucking. I watched that fucking fight about fucking 10 times. Yes.
Yo,
I watched that fucking fight of plenty. Huh?
Kovalev did not take a dive, man.
That fucking fight, Saturday night, missed the fucking fight. Kinda going to sleep and stuff. But I wake up and I fucking watch that fucking fight right there. Ness. That shit look fucking. I don't know, Ness. Ness. You watch the same thing I watch?
I watch a master at work, man. I watched the master at work, man.
Yeah. What?
He came in there with that drunken master style.
That shit right there, Ness.
Yeah.
I watch that fucking fight right there, Ness. I don't know, Ness. I think, well, the whole thing with that, right there. Hopefully we can get fucking him and Spence, and I'll win a bunch of money with that right there. But, come on, man. Ness, you watch the same that I watch? Hopefully we get him and Pacquiao, I guess. That's what they want to do. Him and Pacquiao, I guess. Fucking Spencer beat his ass, though. Yes.
You think he'll beat Crawford?
You
think he'll beat Crawford? You saying?
Yeah, it beat his ass. Come on, man.
Hell yeah.
But I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. Shit, no.
Can't do that.
No, I think he'll beat the fuck out fucking Garcia.
What Garcia?
You mean Mikey?
You mean
Mikey? He can finish him.
You mean Mikey?
He can finish him.
Mikey, right?
And then we go forward.
But you talking about Mikey?
Robert.
You talking about Mikey, right? You say he could beat the. Which Garcia?
No. I say he going with fucking Danny. He going with Danny.
Cut it.
He beat the fuck out Danny.
Hey, someone pay him a counterpunch, man. Like, please.
Yo, man.
That would be hilarious.
I got $1 for him.
Let me go
start chipping in.
to.
I got one too.
Let me go to Brandon. Brandon in Cincinnati, captain. He's the team captain of them Bud Tenders, man.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. Phone jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Champ!
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
We hear you, man. Yo, did you get your belt back?
No, the month ain't over with yet.
Oh, all right.
It's coming though, but I noticed something that that really illustrates the greatness of Bud Crawford. When he fought Kavaliauskas, he came out southpaw and was getting touched up a little bit, switched the right hand and stopped that motherfucker. And everybody was like, man, he need to just stick to fighting right-handed. That's a strong side. Yesterday he come out fighting right-handed, ate a couple jabs, switched to southpaw, got that motherfucker up out of there. And everybody screaming, he should stick to southpaw. That's a strong side. Like, man, you can't win with you people, man. Y'all should switch up every fight. But growing up, I remember watching Floyd, right? And Floyd would give up the first 2, maybe 3 rounds.
He did it against Zab. He did it against Shane. He did it against probably Ricky Hatton, Oscar. A lot of fights he would give up the first few rounds, and then would process the data and make the adjustments to stop these cats, and beat the shit out of these cats. And that's what I see Bud doing, man. It's very reminiscent of what I see with Floyd Mayweather. That ability to process the information in 2 or 3 rounds, and about a third or fourth round, he got your timing down. He got the punch sequence you're gonna throw down. And he's got you figured out, and he just takes advantage of you. And I think that she was saying Keith Thurman was the Floyd of our generation. I don't know what the fuck he was smoking. We witnessing the Floyd of our generation in Bud Crawford inside the ring.
Yo,
now, with that being,
where's his Corrales at, man? Get out of here, man, with all that bullshit.
What you mean? Where's his Corrales? He's got unified champ.
Where's his Corrales at, man?
He's got multiple division champs.
Where's his Castillo at, man?
I'm not about to go on this with you, man.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man.
Change the subject.
Pulling the wool over people's eyes right now.
I hear you, but I was watching this interview with Danny Garcia and one of the Watson brothers, the Sam Watson sons, and Danny was like, "Yeah, man, me and Bud had some great matches in the amateurs. They was like chess matches." And the Watson son was like, "Man, Bud a great fighter. Hey, yo, Bud, when you get your mind right, you ready to make something happen, come on this side." And I was like, "Damn, man, they really want Bud over there. They really want that man on that side." Now I'm like, yeah, after what Bob said in the interviews, it's time to make that move, man. Go over there to that side, so ain't no more excuses, so you can just beat the shit out of all those cats, man, because it's only so much running these dudes can do at this.
I hear you, man. All that craziness, man. They run like I don't even understand these Bud dudes, man. When are they? And the funny thing is, they would be normal boxing fans. The minute they wake up, they in this trance. They asleep, man. But the minute they wake up, they gon' realize like, oh, all right, it was really just Bob, man. We sitting here talking about them other guys across the street and promoters, and it was really just Bob. Bruh, what are you talking about, man? The dudes on that side of the street fighting each other, man. If Bud was there, they would be fighting him, man. Like, Mikey literally fought him, man. Danny literally fought him, man, twice, man. They both fought twice. Like, you tripping right now, man. What's up?
Our friends got 2 counterpunch, man. And one from Supermax and one from Jordan Baker. Bring him back on, man.
Who? D in the South?
Do you watch the fight there? You see what I'm seeing there?
Yo, D in the South got 2 counterpunches. D, you still there? Yo, D.
Yeah, I'm still here, man.
Yo, they said they want you to break it down, man.
I mean, the whole thing right there.
Now, you watch the same thing I watch. You watch the same thing I watch. Yes. Give me 10.
I definitely watch what you
plane going over. Yeah, the whole thing right there. Yes, you watch the same thing I watch. That shit look fucking skeptical, man. That was like fucking.
But what you saying? You saying Brook faked it?
Yeah, that's how it looked, man. It was like he took 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. And then it wasn't no fucking that many punches after that. It wasn't that many punches after that.
I mean,
it wasn't many punches after that, and then they
that
called
right hand though. It's because after he got hit with the right hand, he wasn't able to function properly.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm telling you,
hit him in that little metal shield they put in his cheekbone and probably dent the shield.
No way. Listen, Ness, you watch the same thing I watch. That shit didn't look. I mean, it really didn't look right. It really didn't, Ness. That shit. But I mean,
yo, Bud fans saying
fucking
Bud fans saying he the greatest.
Props to Bud. Shit, no. Hell no.
Fucking we'll see. We'll fucking see. I tell you what. When your boy fucking handle that shit with fucking
Oh man, yo! Shout out to D in the South. Shout out to Big Supermax and Jordan Baker with the 2 counter punches.
Oh, he got another one too, by the way.
What you mean?
From DBX, he got another counter punch.
DBX gave him another counter punch.
Nah, but he's got to explain a bit more though, because yeah, we all watched the same fight.
Either that or
I
Ness
guess
has to, because they saw the same thing. So Ness, tell us.
He took 3 steps to the right, bro.
We need more explanation, man.
Yo,
Ness is disheveled.
Yeah, Ness is confused. Like,
no. I thought I knew this Denver number. I should know it by heart already, man. It's not.
I got
it's
it.
not Stone Bone. It's Crucial, man. I should know that by heart already. Crucial, Colorado. What up?
What's up, man? I agree with the drunk caller, bro. I said the same thing yesterday. That fight was looking crazy, bro. Kell Brook took a dive. That's what the drunk caller was trying to tell y'all, but y'all ain't catching on. Y'all better listen to that, man. Man, but this ain't Bob Arum's fault. This Bud fault that Bob Arum making these comments, man. He gave this man 2 pay-per-views with 2 guys he should have knocked out if he really the best in the world, and he shit the bed both times. He gave him a Chinny Khan on pay-per-view in 2019. You ain't knocked this man out. You gave him a way out by hitting him in the balls. You gave him a way out instead of head hunting and trying to knock this man out right on his chin. I see why Bob Arum saying what he's saying, man. And this ain't Bob Arum's fault. Bob Arum was trying to get him the Sean Porter fight. He said it in the media. He wanted Crawford to fight Sean Porter, and Crawford was saying otherwise. He's saying, me and Sean Porter best friends. We gonna talk about it. We gonna fight. So that's when they started clashing. When they start saying 2 different things. When they start saying 2 different things in the media, that's when they start clashing. But people don't want to realize that.
Cut it. But I think I heard that before, right? But you know, it's normal to say 2 different things, like, but they can all be true, right? One of them was talking from a promoter standpoint, saying that, so and so doesn't sell the fight. That can be true. And then the fighter was saying that the opponent is his friend, so that can also be true, right? So they don't have to have like the same excuse or the same reason. So. But yeah, man, I don't know, man.
Yo, Ness, GGG looking for his fight, man.
Counterpunch, yeah. No, I tried to send the footage. It's too heavy. I'm gonna have to send it via WeTransfer to the fighter. I tried to text it. It won't go through as a text. We're going back to D in the South. Counterpunch DBX, courtesy of DBX in the UK.
Yo, dude. Yes.
Yo.
You see this thing? All right. Well, yeah. Yes. You watch the same thing. What the fuck I watch? Yes. That shit look fucking phony, man. That shit look fucking phony. I don't care what nobody say. That shit look fucking phony, man. I watched that shit about fucking 5 or 6 times. Yes. That shit look fucking phony to me. I watched plenty of fights. Now. You know?
I hear you, man.
But it don't fucking matter. It don't
Why don't it matter? Why don't it matter?
He can lose. If they ever fucking fight, if he ever fight fucking Spence would drill his ass. He too small.
Bruh, why y'all keep saying this small stuff? Y'all crazy. Listen, why people still saying this small stuff when my man the only one ripping through people right now? He the only one getting knockouts right now, man.
He finally came out with it, though. He's the way he feels is like Spence gonna drill this guy. That's what, you know.
I mean, sheesh. I don't know. All right, so we got Coach J to the mat. What up?
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay
stay away from Terence.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet on?
Bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million. Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, shout out to the last callers, the drunken master himself, and the dude, I don't even remember his name because he just so far off and delusional. I can agree with him with the comparison with Kovalev, but last night, nothing about that fight looked fixed other than the hatred or whatever they tell themselves to accept that Bud just that damn great. And these dudes just find these fixations, these excuses, and what have you to just keep ignoring it. Like, you still got dudes saying he too small. And this dude that knocked out every welterweight he ain't been in the ring with. I mean, but you know what? Move on. Shout out to Bud for being and doing what he does in the sport. Continue being great. And when you great, the hate will come. Shout out to Mitty, one of the most knowledgeable co-host on here, but when he be in that back call, he be taking some L's and some lumps and stuff like that. It's a little different and stuff. See, we don't get to voice our opinion and share because sometimes on them little short minute shows we don't get to give our logics. So me to be back there, I mean, I give him, he be standing his ground too. Francis wouldn't survive a day back there. That little logic he get off on this show and stuff like that.
I'm still waiting for my to get back there.
Hey, I hear you. You just ask your daddy, can you come back there, and see if he'll not hold your hand and let you go. All right. But as far as Bob and stuff like that, I do think Bud should consider the PBC, but I only think under guarantees. I don't think he should go straight over to nowhere to where it's just going to be sitting over there and just think. I don't think that's what they do over there. I do think, like, we got the examples of a Gary Russell over there not getting the top fights. And with all the shit and all the excuses they didn't say it, one, Keith Thurman, move up. He ain't fighting nobody. Arrow, get a belt and all that. If they're not guaranteeing no names, Bud needs to do a free agent or do what's best for him at this point in time in career. Send on PBC and playing again because L is on the advisor. He's not the matchmaker. Them guys get to decide what they want to do over there. And so if a guy decided not to want to fight him, I don't think Bud should be caught up in it. So if they can't guarantee him the names, he should keep the options open. Bob in his comments definitely says a lot and speaks a lot in the bottoms. At least Bud is holding him accountable and looking at him, but it's also exposing what some of the stuff is we already understood and some of the stuff we already know. Unless you always say Bud fans defend. We don't defend anything. We just see things both ways. The fight still could have been made. I don't think it was always Bob. I think the PBC fighters, just like when you interviewed the matchmaker, told you Bud wasn't in their plans. And it appeared that they really...
Cut it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you get your call off. I'm not gonna be all rude and be disrespectful, but you talking crazy, man. Who you mad at now? You guys still talking this type of crazy stuff with the bad call? It's not like that. But this whole daddy hold your hand stuff, I told you already, man. If you want some smoke with this boxing talk, sports talk, you can get it. You can get it. Hold my hand. No, I'm gonna hold your hand after I whoop you behind the sports talk. Relax, man. If I put you off my lap and spank you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sports talk, not physical. Sports talk. Let's keep it real.
Oh, sports talk. Yeah. Yo, like the back call, there's a lot of lawyers out there. Like, I don't know if you watch Perry Mason, that TV show, like lawyers.
Yeah, too much noise, man. It's anarchy, man.
Nah, but hey, it's like some good conversations there, but it gets wild sometimes, but it's all good, man.
Yeah, that's what they love about it, man. It's a wild, wild west back there. You gotta be ready. You know what I'm saying, to shoot at all times. You might be getting hit from all. It's like you walk in a room to fight one person and they jump you. They start punching you in the back of the head. Everybody kicking you, swinging off the fan and the chandelier.
you know it.
Real initiation when you get back there. Hey, you gotta expect
but that's it. That's where you have to go prepared, man. You know that's gonna happen. So
exactly.
Be ready, man.
Well, let me get to Info Joe, California. What up?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call
In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo, what's up, my brothers?
What up?
Yo, shout out to the boxing guys. Shout out to the whole TBV community. I'm loving this shit this weekend. Yo, far as Bob with his comments, I think Bob was being too damn cheap. In order for you have to put in what you expect to get out. You cannot be cheap and getting the opponent, the right opponent. I'm tripping, man. It's that Kush. Hey, you got to have the right opponent, the right dance partner to get the top revenue. Oscar had Shane. That put them both over now. Ali and Hearn and Hagler, Fury and Wilder. The formula is there, but you can't be too cheap to get him the right opponent. I think he should go sign a 2-fight deal with PBC, have it in the contract. Either I'm fighting Thurman, Porter, or Spence. Me, myself, if he can't get Spence right now, fight Thurman, I think Thurman will sell the fight. I know Thurman gets a lot of trash now, but the dude knows how to sell a fight. That's no doubt. He's like only a few boxers right now actually know how to sell a fight. That's the Furies, the Wilders, Thurman, Gary Russell, that can know how to talk that shit to get everybody to tune in on the fight. Bud and Spence both need to speak up a little bit more. I will say that and be more. They have no slogan words like you hear Wilder with Bomb Squad. You know what I'm saying? You hear Fury with his slogan. They don't have no certain words to stick out that everybody remembers when they see Spence. You know what I'm saying? He had man down, but he ain't even saying that no more. Crawford needs that punchline. You know what I'm saying? What else? Shout out to everybody in the Pick'em League, man. I'm wishing y'all all good luck. It's coming down, like I said, the last few months. I will be purchasing a T-shirt for the winner of this month's, and this goes to the in the amateur league. So I want to wish y'all good luck. The boxing guys been blessing us, so I'm gonna bless the person who wins this month with a T-shirt. What else? Ness, I'm bringing my chessboard to Dallas, and I'm gonna give you an old-fashioned lashing. So get your game together.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
I'm bringing the chessboard. You got a clock? All right, I bring my clock.
I got the clock on the app on the phone, and you just we both press the screen.
Yeah, you just tap on the phone. Yeah,
you tap on the
let's
screen.
Let's do that.
But if you got the clock, let's do it, yo. These bums don't know nothing about no clock, man. Listen, Joe. I'm sharp, Joe. I'm sharp. Like I'm not sharp in the sense that like if somebody is also on chess.com, they probably beat me. But what I'm saying, like if you ain't been playing, I'm sharp. I'm playing every day, man. I'm playing every day.
I'm bringing the California quake with me to Texas, man. So everything in the whole house gonna be shaking once I get to playing. So
let's go.
Be ready.
Ooh,
but that's all I got,
Joe, my man.
Yo, what up? Hey, that's all I got, my brothers. Everybody have a blessed evening, man. Shout out to the boxing guys.
All right.
Yeah, man. Some good old-fashioned chess. Man's game. We're going out to J. Will. Look, my man switched. He went from Errol Spence side to Bud Crawford side, all because Bud beat up somebody Earl been beat up. I mean, J. Will, you've been calling this show for all them years, and then today you showed that casual side, man. I swear, I ain't understand it, man.
You should lie low, killer. I used to get it in Ohio.
What up, man?
What's up, man? Yo, I'm about to send you the $10 for the counter punch. I'm gonna run my joints back to back right now, real quick. Yo, man, see, I like how you try to really set the narrative of what I said last night right before I get to talking, man. That's why I'm about to send you this $10, bro. I gotta dispel that myth, man. At the end of the day, man, I was disappointed in Earl after the Sean Porter fight. Earl didn't really show any separation as far as skill when it came to the Sean Porter fight. That he wasn't dressing up as, I'm gonna dog it out with him because everybody say he a dog, so I'm gonna fight a dog fight with him. And then he says the same thing with Mikey. Well, I'm gonna sit there and box him because people say he's such a great boxer. you don't sit in there with a fighter any longer than you have to. No fighter will. So I'm not going to buy that, and I'm an Errol Spence fan. And then when it comes down to watching these dudes over their career, you know, there's been no progression, or there's been no skill progression on Spence side. He will just beat you through a war of attrition and just wear you down. Like, Terence Bud Crawford sets up punches. I mean, and that's, you know this, bruh. You know that Terence got more tools on the tool belt than Errol Spence. You know that. Like, if it really was going down the checklist, what more can you check for Spence besides maybe work rate and being the bigger fighter? Terence Bud Crawford, after watching all these fights, Terence Bud Crawford has checks in all the other departments: IQ, accuracy, sharpness on his punches. I mean, I don't see any devastating one-punch knockouts like Benavidez or hell, Kell Brook. Every single knockout that Spence got, the dude gets back up. The ref stops it like, man, bro, get out of here, man. You're just getting beat up at this point. And it's really mainly from punches on the arms, punches on the neck. It's not no clean punch on the chin that Spence ever lands to get somebody out of there. And that speaks to his skill set. So at the end of the day, and if the guy tried to kill me last night with a super chat, he hit me with the eye test joint. That was funny. He was like, yeah, dude took an eye test, but Bud just fought a dude that couldn't pass his eye test before the fight. That was cute. That was funny. But at the end of the day, man, if you look at the eye test of what Spence has yet to show it, and just, I don't think he has it in his repertoire. I do not think.
I mean, when Spence says he's going to box, he don't get touched. When Bud says he's going to box, he gets touched.
What?
He had a cut above his eye.
What? Yeah, when Spence decided to box, he outboxed Mikey 12-0.
A guy coming from a weight, I would say a weight and a half division down. I'm not gonna say the full 2, but he coming from almost 2 divisions down. He fighting a much bigger man. Terence Crawford was. So cut the games.
I hear you, man. I mean, don't agree with you, but I hear you.
That was a good call.
I just, no, you still got time. Jay Will, you still got time unless you're done. But
that time, okay. Yeah. That's all right. Hold on, I'm making sure I'm sending it through the cash app right now. But yeah, bro, you wilding with that little weak comeback you came with. At the end of the day, Ness, what does Spence do better than Bud?
I mean, what do you mean do better? Like, he showed you.
Is he a better counter puncher? Is he more accurate, more sharp with his punches? Give me something that he does better.
Well, power, we could definitely assume that he has more power. I know people going to get, very upset at that, but the truth is he dropped Sean Porter, man. That's a real deal welterweight. That's a real welterweight. Even Crawford said it. Sean Porter was fighting 65 when I was fighting, 32. So, But
now, when he knocked out,
now that's your time. Now that's your time, champ.
That's tough. If you're talking like strength, that's a conversation, to debate for sure. Power, I think, is still a conversation to debate, but it's
I
don't know. I mean, yeah, everything is a debate, and it's very hard.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very hard for us to find a straight answer, but. I mean, more signs point to Earl. He's the naturally bigger man. He's the dude that fought at 52 in the amateurs. Again,
Right.
There's a huge argument for Bud because he's been knocking everybody out. That's his argument. Like, dog, proof is in the pudding. So, Jerome, what up? JT, New Orleans.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll tell you this, mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, Ness.
What up?
What is that? I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what you tried to send me though, because I'm trying to open up. I ain't seen nothing.
You gotta download it.
Oh, I gotta download it and log it in or something.
Nah, you don't need to log in to download. I don't believe you shouldn't have to.
Okay. What we talking about, Bud? What the comments Arum said?
Yeah, and all the fights this week, obviously.
And what? What's the last name?
All the fights this week.
Oh no, I mean, well, I watched the Bud fight. We talked about the dominant performance for Bud Crawford on that one, and I mean, besides the comments, I guess Bob Arum, he said how he feels. So Bud know what time it is. He just need to leave Top Rank and become his own promoter. Have a management contract with PBC with Al Heyman, and make those big fights over there. And so we could stop saying he's ducking all these fighters, because I don't think Bud ducking nobody. I don't think Spence ducking nobody. I think it's the promoter and stuff like that. So when he get with PBC, we'll have those fights. We'll have those fights planned to take out. Then he'll fight Keith Thurman, he'll fight Danny, he'll fight Errol. That's all I got.
All right.
Thanks
we
for your
going
call.
out to New Orleans. And what up?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Ooh. I'm an audio sound.
You good?
Straight.
Alright, look, man. Say it, brother. Oh, Bob Arum, bro. Bob Arum. I know you. What do you?
And
Bros.
All right. Stone Bone Boxing.
What up?
What up?
Oh man, just great, man. I feel excellent, man. I watched my guy put on an excellent knockout. And listen, if Kell Brook was faking, he wouldn't have took them other hooks that he took that almost snapped his neck. Bud hit him like 2 straight shots when he's up against the ropes. Like as soon as he ran up on him, if you finna dive, you wouldn't have took that. You'd have basically just hit the floor and stopped. You wouldn't even have got up and took the rest of the punishment you took. You know what I mean? They act like it was just like one punch he failed and then it was over. Like he took more punishment after that. Like that, I feel like the hooks, the straight shots, and Bud got power in both hands too, and he gonna be a problem for any of them guys. Him and Earl is gonna be the elite of the elite, the top of the top when they fight. And Bob is, Bob is looking at this $1 million he about to have to pay Bud for an agreement they made, and he only got about 8 months left on the contract. He a little bitter. He trying to, if he can't get the things done, he gonna be lashing out like a disgruntled ex a little bit, But that's how people like Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, long as that check clear, you see Canelo just, hey, pay me, and I'm gonna buy my time till I can get away from you, and that's what Bud gonna do. And like you said, Ness, I agree. If he go to PBC, they gotta offer him he just made $4 million on regular ESPN. Like Al ain't gonna come over there and be like, oh, here go $1 million, come fight some guy on Fox. He gonna be like, shit, you made 4, we got 5 for you, come get Keith or come get Danny. It's gonna be some type of offer like that, but I would rather it be a one offer and then Earl, not some like 3-4 fight agreement. Just try to do it shorter and maximize. Look, he just made like 30. That ESPN deal they said made him like $36 million. So he's in a great space, or $32 million they said. So he's in a great space. He's all right. And PBC, he'll be over there in a little bit. Just come beat up on y'all favorite fighters so y'all can shut it up. Beautiful work, excellent knockout. I wish I would have bet on like 4 if I was a gambler, because I heard that was big money. I'm gonna catch y'all later.
All right. We're going out to Ringer. Josh, North Carolina, what up?
What's poppin', TBV? Hey, I put $5 for a counterpunch too, so you add that on to my time.
All right.
But good thing for there was a good fight last night for Bud. I mean, he really didn't prove nothing to everybody that know what he about because he did what he did. I mean, I know Earl Spence fought Kell Brook before Bud did and Gennady did too, but they didn't stop him in 4 like he did, regardless of what's wrong with his eyes and all that. He still stopped him in 4. The cook on Bud going to PBC. If he don't go to PBC like for a fight deal, I think he probably he'd be a free agent, do a fight by fight deal with them. But I don't think Errol Spence is ready for him. Like, I was at the beginning of the year talking that junk about Bud, but start to really like sit down and watch, and see what's going on. Like, Bud is too skilled for Errol Spence. And one thing about Errol that disappointed me when he fought Mikey Garcia, he said he wanted to show people that he could box. I don't care. I don't want to see you box a lightweight. I mean, you're supposed to take this lightweight out. You're really a natural middleweight. At 154, he coming down fighting at 147. And a lot of things people don't be talking about, I think he'd be killing himself, draining himself, trying to make that weight. So I think that really does affect him too. So, but when Bud go over there to PBC, I mean, they just better get ready to give up them belts because I think he's gonna take Spence. I think Spence taking as long as he can because he know the outcome. He know what's going down. But like I said, shout out to Bud. He did his thing last night. He looked real good. And I'm looking forward to seeing him go over there and mop up some PBC welterweights because, like I said before, I wasn't feeling Bud. I didn't think he had it. I didn't think he could mess with any of them. But shit, he proved me wrong last night. Well, he didn't prove me wrong last night. After the fact, from the beginning of the year, I started seeing shit. And then, like I said, Errol Spence's lifestyle is not conducive against Bud because Bud live a clean lifestyle, and you know what I'm saying? It shows. But salute to y'all. I'm out.
Josh, man, thanks for calling in. We going out to Greatness in Harlem. Greatness, what up? All good, man. What's up?
Everything is blessed, man. About to call it a night, man. Yo, Ness, man, you ever seen this movie called The Impossible on Netflix?
Hell yeah.
Yo, that movie is wicked. Yo, I just
that movie's fire.
Yo, the crazy thing is, I didn't know the movie was old. Like, the whole time, I'm like, yo, young Spider-Man. I had no idea who I was watching. But yo, back for the topic, man. Yo, shout out to my man Bud, man. I don't want nobody to forget. It's not easy to knock out nobody. It's not easy to get an 8th Street knockout. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to do the things that he's doing. I definitely want to highlight the adjustments that he clearly makes. I forget which caller said it. I like how he made that point with Bud in terms of fighting orthodox and southpaw. You feel what I'm saying? But again, man, I say that Kell Brook is a common opponent between him and Spence, and that's a sure good sign from the boxing gods that we're gonna get this fight, sooner than later, man. And that's why I'm keeping it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully my time went out with something else that I had. It's clear that for the Moloney, I may have been wrong with the headbutt. I didn't think that it was a hard headbutt, but I was on a back call, spoke to CY, he pointed out the timestamp. Dig what I'm saying? I went back and seen it, so I was like, "Yo, man, I can't overlook what I saw right there." But I was under the impression that there wasn't going to be a third fight, so that's where my impulsiveness was coming from. Like, I didn't think that they was going to give him a third fight. I hope they do get a third fight sooner than later. That's my call.
All right, we're going out to Mad Bent 100.
Yo.
What up?
Yeah, Kell Brook wasn't faking. That man was dead. He was dead. He was a dead man walking, man. That man wasn't faking. That's my call.
Oh, all right. We're going out to Jerron in Louisiana. Future opponent of Border Wars for somebody. He coming. What up, Jerron?
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I had to call in and talk about but he did exactly what I needed him to do with to do, which is get him out of there early. But now, I need him to start knocking off some of these top names so we can build the Pacquiao fight or build to the Spence fight. And like you said, I am coming to Baltimore. I already started training. I'm going to the track every morning, doing push-ups, sit-ups, and I'm trying to find a boxing. They got one out here where I'm at. But I'm also looking at gyms in New Orleans. So the big bad wolf will be coming to Baltimore. That's my thought.
Alright, I think JT's in New Orleans, man. We might connect y'all, man. I'm gonna see if he's interested, man. I know he got them skills. But let's see, looking like we got who is we missing here? All right, so that means Stone Bone, Boomerang.
Yo, what up? Yeah, man. Yeah, and I do believe. I just believe like the effects that I see, the looks on these guys' face when a Bud hit him. I think Earl might be like a physical. But Earl is like a football down south stronger. Bud is like a Midwest explosive puncher stronger. I just think he got like Earl is stronger than Danny. But he don't have. Danny has explosive punches. Like Bud is similar to a Danny if you comparing. I think punching power. Earl is a more pushing, thudding, body blows, wear you down, get you out of there. But I think Danny and Bud are more. Danny probably has the most explosive. I think Bud may be the harder puncher. But they both have that explosiveness where they hit you. It's like bow, and I don't really see that from Earl. But Earl is dangerous just because physical strength, pushing you back, great body work. So this is gonna be one of the great fights we see. And I ain't the guy saying it's gonna be easy. But listen, when Bud wanna box, he can box to where he's not touched, i.e., like a post stall or something like that. It's just, or even a Felix Diaz where he could do the boxer puncher roll. Bud just remind me so much of like the skill set of like a Mayweather where you're using your mind and technique, but he's more got the mean streak like a Roberto Duran, a guy who come from the smaller weights that's climbing and coming to punish dudes. Them dudes in the big weight classes, you don't hear them saying Lil Bud from 35 no more. They more like, man, he ain't fought nobody. They ain't talking about that Lil Bud dude from 35, just like when Roberto Duran was climbing there, they figured, they was like, man, hands of stone. And that's what Bud got. He got power in both hands, and them guys know that. So it's gonna be real. And hopefully, if we don't get to Pacquiao and he do go to PBC, we get either Thurman or Earl. That's what I want. I want Thurman head, and that's make sure Al put that $10 million up for Keith to fight Bud. Don't let Al not. Well, it ain't gonna be $10 million. It's gonna be like 3. Bud gonna get the most money because he's the champion, Keith. But take this money, get you back in, and go on and get dropped.
What's the number?
For Earl or for Bud?
Listen. It ain't gonna be no number.
No, we ain't gonna know.
All the
Al gonna take care of that. Hey, I ain't listen. Even if I would have heard something, I wouldn't say nothing because Al gonna make sure if people know this dude just made $4 million fighting Brook, he gonna make sure Bud took care of before he would even come over there. Listen to all of the hate that Canelo supposedly had for Al Heyman that the media was saying he would never deal with him. And that was one of the first calls he said, can you put together a package for me to do my own thing? So people need to stop. Hey, sometimes business can be moved forward when other people made mistakes in the past.
Al dropped the ball on that, though, man. He tried to get Canelo on a 3-fight deal, man. He should have just locked him in for one, man. Locked him in for one and let the business bubble from there the way that Eddie did. Eddie locked Mikey in for one, snatched him from Al, and now, man, he letting the business build, man. You got to let that business build. But that was the only counter punch. We got JP in Long Beach.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
Yo, my comparison for Bud, I think Bud is Ray Leonard, but the evil version. Without the golden boy smile, Bud is Ray Leonard. He has all the skills of a Mayweather, but has the courage and to go forward and get hit. So that's my thing with Bud. As for the weekend Bud's fight, first of all, Franco-Moloney, they did my nigga Lucky Charm wrong. They did Lucky Charm wrong, my nigga. As for Bud, I always said it was a bit of a conundrum because Kell Brook had to perform well enough for Bud to get credit, but not too good before we say Bud struggled with a dude who was washed. Leaving the fight, I have to say that Kell Brook didn't hold his side of the deal. Had a few good rounds, but man, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, man. All week, to me, Kell Brook's speech didn't look that great. He had that Terminator 3 eye. That eye was bugged out. Really, I'm looking at the eye before the fight even started. Like, damn, ain't looking all right. And just punch resistance. And I say even Bud, when Bud finished it off, he kind of stood over him and like, dude, that's it? That's all? So, we leaving this fight, and most of us are thinking maybe Kell Brook should retire. And that's not good for, Bud. But let me say this, man, that's not to take away from Bud. It's easy to sound like a hater when you're criticizing someone who won in emphatic fashion. I wish it would have been a more emphatic punch, i.e. Davis or something like that. But it was, a little something different. But I did leave saying to myself, I will be reevaluating how I think about Bud and Spence. Bud did show me that, his awareness in the ring, he knows how to adjust. I think he grinned at Brook at some point and said, oh, I got you. When I turned southpaw on you, you didn't know what to do. And it was downhill from there. So I'll be thinking about how before I had it 60-40 Spence, now that's totally 50-50 to me and maybe even Bud ahead. That's my call.
All right, I think Jay Will got a counterpunch. Oops. Jay Will, right? That's right. Am I right?
At the same time, is he coming on?
You there?
Yeah, I'm on. I'm here.
You got another counterpunch, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, you kind of I got kind of distracted on my last call, but it was one thing I wanted to harp on as another main reason why I'm switching from Spence as of right now. Spence showed me something in the Garcia fight. I'm gonna switch back. That's my prerogative. But the main thing is, man, this man is not disciplined in between fights, man. Out of his own mouth, my man didn't say I ballooned too much between fights. I started to gas in the Mikey fight. Not I wanted to outbite. He said out of his own mouth, I wanted to gas. I gassed it in that fight, and I couldn't find the second win. So he's not talking about, at least I haven't heard him talk about changing up his life outside the ring too much as far as him stop drinking and all that. So when you get to that level, it's the little things that count. And if one is an avid drinker and one is not an avid drinker, that may be the deciding factor at the end of the day. So just promise you're going to get a designated driver. That don't mean shit to me, man. Like, you got to really change up your lifestyle. And I don't really hear Spence talking like that. So the way he conducts himself in between fights.
Cut it.
Super chat.
I ain't even trying to call you a hater, but you kind of a hater today, man. Truth be told, you said, oh, I ain't even hearing him talk like that. That's exactly how he's talking. Like, his life has changed after the accident. You saying you got to see him because he said out his mouth that he balloons up. Well, I guess you turned the rest of the interview off because in that same sentence, he says he used to come into weight for a fight like that, and now he's taking his COVID time to get down. So he went into camp already in shape. You know what I'm saying? And he said the accident put his life into perspective. He didn't want to leave his daughter. So I don't know. I'm Mr. Optimistic though. I'm the one sitting here thinking that Floyd really wants to train people.
So me too. Don't worry. Super chat. Chizoff Harrison. These butt tenders are ridiculous. Funny how they ignoring that these quotes prove without a shadow of a doubt that Bob has stopped the Spence fight.
Word. We got a few more. We got KD DR 7989. I believe he's in Dominican Republic. That'll mean what up. Terence Crawford never going to get the credit. Haters are going to hate. T-Bud is established as levels to his game. Ring IQ through the roof. not even close to compare with Spence, plus underrated power. Christoph comes back and says, Horn, Benavidez, Khan, Crabbin, Lobster. Who out of that lineup of killers do you think Spence wouldn't KO?
Ooh.
All right.
Mitty, who you got? Who you got, Mitty?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, again, can't answer that question until they fight,
Tough
man.
one.
Like, you know.
Tough one, yep.
No, I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, we all answered that question before he fought, like, Mikey, right? Say, hey, you're going to stop Mikey. He's going to stop Mikey.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't play out like that in a fight, man. Like, I think he beats them, but I don't know if he stops them. Like, it depends. Kavalaski is a tough guy, so. And it was damn well. Well, actually, he went the distance with Porter as well. Porter's a tough guy too, but similar type of style, like short, stocky, coming forward. Who knows, man? Like,
you never know. What we got next?
We done, man. That's GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Arrivederci. Peace. Lo vémonos. Mañanas. Arrivedercis. It's been.
All right, you already know what it is. Next up, Sports Talk. Next up, Sports Talk. NEXUP. Sports Talk. NEXUP. Sports Talk. Check me out.
Yo, that was Midday. Cool to be rocking it with you. And I'll see you, I guess, on Thursday. Peace.
Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and help us reach our next goal of 118,000. Let's go. Peace.